Here on San Antonio Sports Star, we've got Thursday night football. The winless Chicago Bears are in D.C. to take on Washington. You can hear the game beginning at 6:30 here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Joel Embiid has announced he will play for Team USA in the Olympics 2024 in Paris. The Blitz starts right now.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Joe Reinagel on vacation. I'm Jason Minix. Going to be a good Thursday afternoon because it started off as a great morning unless you were stuck in traffic, but you're welcome. Yesterday, we got off the show at 5:30 for baseball, right? And I thought, man, I've got 30 minutes to get to the wash tub and get my car cleaned because that rain that we had on Monday had those water spots on it, was looking like crap, right? So I go over to the wash tub yesterday, get there just in time, get my car washed, and of course, today it rains. So you're welcome. You're welcome. It needed the bath anyway, and we need the rain, although I heard it was a disaster for those of you that have to drive in early morning traffic to get there because it must have rained a lot while I was still asleep. A lot. I mean, my wife said it took her over an hour to get to work. Normally, it's 20 minutes. I-10, 1604, all parking lots. Kind of like we need to win the lottery. And somebody out here has won $2 million from the lottery. According to the deal, the HEB at Grissom Road, somebody won $2 million. Two. It wasn't me. Clearly, it wasn't James Pledger. Because if there was ever a day for James Pledger to have birds up, if you will, and tell me to go to hell, it'd be today, because we've been fighting today apparently like brothers. And I know that because we're not really fighting, but James isn't talking to me. He's ignoring to me. He's leaving his studio and slamming the door left and right because he put a ridiculous video today up online on our socials at SA Sports Star that just screams of the little brother needing attention. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out on our Instagram page. Is it on Twitter as well? Did you put that on Twitter? Or the digital guys? It's everywhere. If we've got a social channel, it's on there. And it's just little brother screaming for attention. It's one of the more ridiculous arguments that you can have. And look, I know, all right, there's one dude on Twitter that, yeah. And it's dumb. It's dumb. We'll get into that in a little bit. It's almost as... well, not quite as gross as the story that's out there about the, I don't know, family member of the people that owns Buc-ee's. The son of the Buc-ee's co-founder has been accused of using hidden cameras to spy on people in bathrooms. Yeah. Everybody knows Buc-ee's is about their bathrooms and beaver nuggets. A guy named Mitchell Wasek, 28, facing accusations he secretly recorded males and females using toilet, showering, changing clothes, and having sex, according to arrest affidavit obtained by KXAN TV in Austin. Apparently, they were at a guest house, the lake house that the family owns, not at the convenience store, which is good news. But friends took a camera and found dozens of videos of themselves and other people in the bathroom and in the bedrooms at the lake house that Mitchell had access to. That's one of the more creepy things out there. You think about, when you're in a hotel or when you're in Airbnb, hidden cameras. And look, all right, I understand if you've got something in the bedroom and you get off on that, but in the bathroom watching somebody use the toilet, nobody needs to see that. Nobody needs to see that. It's not there, but yeah, I'm sure the Buc-ee's people are thrilled to have a story like that. going on right now as they continue. And we've got a lot to get into on it this Thursday afternoon, and we have a lot to give away today as well. You know, there are. It's one of those weeks where I think there are three headline stories. I mean, the game of the week of the year in the NFL is Sunday night, Cowboys Niners, in a game you can listen to here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. But you also have Texas, Oklahoma, and the Red River rivalry happening on Saturday. And for the Aggies, not getting overshadowed this week by Texas because they've got Alabama coming to town. And the last time Alabama came to College Station, Alabama went home with a loss. What a weekend in football. What a weekend for football for us. And on Monday, there's going to be either a lot of really unhappy, pissed off people or a lot of real happy people, depending on how the weekend goes. But this is one of those weekends where, you know, you don't have things scheduled, appointment television, because you're going to be somewhere watching these games. These games aren't the kind that you can say, all right, well, I'll watch a little bit and check the score a little bit later. All of these games require 100% attention, all of them. There's going to be so much going on this weekend when it comes to football. And the Houston Texans, they've got a big game as well in Atlanta because Houston, as we've talked about here, playing really good football. And what I'm seeing from Texans fans, like James Pledger, you don't know how to handle success. You just don't, which is a shame. It's a shame. You can look at me like, what am I talking about? You don't know how to handle success. We talked about, and you know this, there is a reason for Houston Texans fans to be excited. The hiring of DeMeco Ryans, clearly they got the right quarterback in C.J. Stroud. But then James Pledger and other Houston fans, at least one that I know of, Joshua, I see you there. I know who you are. C.J.'s better than Dak. He's not. And if you think anybody right now that's a Cowboy fan would rather have C.J. Stroud than Dak, no matter how much they might not like Dak, C.J. is 4 games in. Give the kid credit for an incredible start to his NFL career. But at this point, it's not even as good as Dak 4 games into his NFL career. It's not there yet. Will it get there? Maybe, potentially. James, you could tell me on your video that he has a higher ceiling. Well, of course he does. He's 4 games in to his career. Dak is 8 years into his. We know what we have with Dak Prescott. C.J. Stroud is still a work in progress. We'll dive into that. But since, James, you asked the question on your video, would you rather have Dak or C.J. as your quarterback leading the Cowboys? We'll ask you. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. You can call, you can text, you can tweet, X, whatever, at Jason Minix, at SA Sports Star. Can't believe we're diving into that, but we will. Your calls as we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Thursday Night Football tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Bears and Commanders battle it out tonight at 6:30. Presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Big games, big concerts, big events. Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Any city, any event. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, and events from San Antonio to Las Vegas. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Football season means grilling season, and Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks is your one stop for all your tailgating and home gating needs. With one of the best grilling sections, Five Oaks Ace Hardware has a huge selection of Traeger, Weber, Big Green Egg, and Blackstone, plus all your grill accessory needs with over 300 spices and rubs, over 20 brands of charcoal, wood chips, pellets, and everything you need for tailgating or home gating. Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks near Jones Maltzberger.
A lot of schools talk about training the cybersecurity workforce of the future, but do they really deliver? My Computer Career has been supplying the IT workforce with thousands of skilled, certified pros for 15 years. Train with the experts in support, networking, or cybersecurity and start your career in months, not years. Upskill even faster. On campus or live online, qualified students may get financial aid, including the GI Bill. My Computer Career. Accredited, acclaimed, effective. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu.
Gas, groceries, utilities, you name it. The price of everything is going up. And if you're stuck in a bad timeshare with the rising maintenance fees, the financial burden can be crushing. It is time to get your finances in order and get the real facts about that timeshare that you are stuck in and your options to get rid of it. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has been helping families out of horrible timeshares for over 10 years and has put together a complete timeshare exit information kit that he will send you absolutely free. To date, over 30,000 families have trusted Wesley Financial Group to help them out of financial hardship by getting them out of bad timeshares. Get the facts about how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation. Simply call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit and see how you can become timeshare free. Call 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. Once again, 800-462-3333.
It's the Hendon Mob Series. It's the Fall Classic Series. 11 different events, September 25th through October 22nd. You know I'm only talking about one place. You know I'm talking about SA Card House, the premier card house in San Antonio, and their Fall Classic Series is going to be a doozy. We're talking about big-time, no-limit hold'em tournaments. Also, they're going to keep the free roll in there for the little guys like myself, but we're talking about 1,000 guaranteed, 15,000 guaranteed, 50, and all the way up to 200,000. SACardhouse.com. Check it all out yourself. It is the premier card house. And when you're playing this much poker, you know you're going to have to get over to Foster's Bar and Grill, get you a little something to eat, get you a little something to drink to kind of refuel yourself. Check it out at SACardhouse.com. The Hendon Mob Series is the Fall Classic Series at the premier card house in San Antonio. SACardhouse.com. SACardhouse.com.
Guys, your testosterone level can impact your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Book your testosterone level check at Revive Men's Health San Antonio. They're the local experts with guaranteed treatments for low T and ED. There are no lab fees. All your tests are included, and many patients find Revive more affordable than their insurance deductibles and copays. Book your testosterone level check today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777, or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Check out the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
If you're San Antonio, there are benefits that come along with it. I will cut you the front of the line. We're going to hike the return.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Joe Reinigle on vacation. I'm Jason Minix. Thursday night football tonight. Bears, Commanders. Here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, brought to you by Flight by Yingling. It's also a reminder to get your picks in at sasportstar.com, our Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. Weekly winners get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks at the end of the year. Whoever has the most right, the grand prize winner, $1,000 worth of tickets from Awesome Tickets. Right now, James Pledger in first place on that leaderboard at sasportstar.com. You are. I checked it earlier. Ryan made me record a video. I'm in second. Tied for second. You're tied for first. But yeah, you got a one-game lead on me.
But you're winning prime picks.
But I am winning prime picks, which we'll do tomorrow. James, you posted a video today at sasportstar.com. And I felt like it took a page out of Rudy J's troll bag. But I know you as a Texans fan, you're so excited about C.J. Stroud that I think you've lost sight of reality. Handle the success. And hopefully C.J. Stroud will get there. He looks like the right guy. He really does. And everybody wants to talk about, his first 4 games. He hasn't thrown an interception yet. He's had 151 pass attempts. You look this up, he ranks third on the list to start a career pass attempts without an interception. You know who's number 1 on that list? Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, 176 attempts. Tua, by the way, is second with 152. CJ right now is third at 151. And I said the other day, his start reminds me of what we saw from Dak Prescott, and Texans fans wanted to blow me up for that. He came in, he played extremely well, played within the offense, and he made smart decisions. And that is what we're seeing from C.J. Stroud. Talked about this on Tuesday with Indy Kalu. C.J. doesn't seem to make the same mistake twice. He doesn't. He's what did Indy call him? A film study rat. You hear Jim Rats, he's in the film room. He's doing everything, right? And I know, James, you're controlling all the comments that are going on there. And if you're a Texan fan, fine. And I know there are Cowboy fans that would like to have anybody but Dak Prescott. And I think those people, Dak Prescott has become religion and politics. No matter what, you're not going to convince them otherwise. Dak is off to a great start this year. He's playing smart football. He's playing within the new offense, which looks different. So a lot of people think, why is everything short? Why is he checking? That's the way Mike McCarthy's West Coast / Tex Coast offense is designed. But Dak Prescott isn't having a bad year. And I know I've been a defender of Dak, but I even said last year after they lost in the playoffs to San Francisco, he can be great in the regular season. I don't give a damn. I want playoff success, or I'm ready to move on from Dak Prescott. I also live in reality. Until the Cowboys have a real replacement for Dak Prescott, you're stuck with this guy, so you got to make the most of what you have with Dak Prescott. But to even suggest that you would rather have C.J. Stroud leading this year's Dallas Cowboys versus Dak Prescott, to me, is ludicrous. That's Texan fan, that's little brother crying for attention in the grocery store, trying to get mom to buy the candy bar, and it ain't happening. Be happy that the Texans finally seem to be pointed in the right direction, because they are. The Houston Texans are playing far better football than anybody thought they would at this point. especially with some of the injuries that they're dealing with on the offensive line. And they're getting steady play from their quarterback. They're getting great play. But even right now, today, if you go to ESPN.com, 4 games into the season, they do their quarter of the year awards. You know, if you were to vote for MVP right now, who would it be? Coach of the year, which D'Amico, I think, is 3rd. If you look at offensive rookie of the year right now, CJ Stroud isn't even predicted to win rookie of the year, or wouldn't have won it right now. That kid from the Rams, that wide receiver, he would win rookie of the year. And you can look at stats. All right, I see J4 right now. How many TD passes in 4 weeks for Dakota Rain? It's Rain Dakota, but whatever. You look at it, it's about stats, or is it about leading your team? And the Cowboys' struggles in the red zone are certainly there. They're certainly there. I hope in 8 years, CJ Stroud is doing things that Dak hasn't done yet. Because another stat, Dak has the highest winning percentage without an appearance in the conference championship game. You know who's number 2 on that list? Tony Romo. Tony Romo. So your 2 last Cowboy quarterbacks are 1 and 2 on that list. It's organizational, too. It's the curse of Jimmy Johnson. Jerry put that man in the Ring of Honor. Maybe the curse gets lifted. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Greg, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
How you doing, sir? Man, one thing, you just hit on it right there, and that's exactly what I wanted to say. It's not the fact that I don't like Dak Prescott, okay? I think he's a great dude, you know, on and off the field, whatever the case be. We're just in that Tony Romo phase. Again, the same thing. There's hopes, and then it's him that does not come through, no matter how we want to see it. And
you're right, Greg. It's all about postseason success. That's how we judge quarterbacks. Is can you win in the playoffs? Can you win those big games when it matters most? And it's not done that. And look, I was all in with Tony Romo. I was a Romo-sexual. When they went to Dak, you know, I thought, all right, well, and Dak is great in the regular season. Dak is not an awful quarterback. He is a top 10 quarterback, but in the postseason, he hasn't gotten it done. He hasn't. That's the bottom line. And that's when it matters most. But to say right now you would rather have CJ than you would Dak Prescott, it's immature. I hope CJ Stroud has playoff success a lot sooner than we've seen from Dak Prescott, which right now hasn't happened yet, because that's when it's going to matter. Yes, CJ has a higher ceiling because we're 4 games into his career. Dak Prescott's 8 years in. We know what we have with Dak Prescott. But he's got to be able to find a way for him and his team to get it done. And I know we put it all on the quarterback. We know it's a team game, but last year in the playoffs, 2 interceptions. 2 interceptions. Now, defense did a good job last year against San Francisco. Could they have done more? I mean, you look at this game coming up on Sunday night. Is it more on the defense? Is it more on the offense? That's the bottom line. Pledge, I can't see who's on 2. Nil? All right. I didn't know if this was an NIL agreement or nil, or how you say that. Nil. You're on the Blitz.
No, that's right. It was good. Hey, just a quick question, and I'm going to listen to y'all after. Dak's talent level, like the team around him, his rookie year, is a lot better than what CJ Stroud's working with. Just that comment. And I think Zeke that year honestly was rookie of the year talent level.
Well, I mean, nobody's saying that CJ isn't doing a lot of great things with less. But to say if you took CJ right now and put him on the Cowboys, would there be a difference in what you're seeing quarterback play? If you put Dak in there with Houston, how much different in there is there? Is there a higher ceiling with a rookie that's 4 games in? Well, that's Captain Obvious, of course, because you know what you have with Dak Prescott. You know his strengths, you know his weaknesses. And we know that during the regular season, kid is fine. Postseason is when he's got to get it done.
That's true, and I think that was a lot. Well, the rookie year, they made it pretty far. If it wasn't for that Dez live catch,
Well, that was with Tony Romo as the quarterback when Dez caught it, and it was 3 years later before they did. You go from there, and I think what it boils down to is Cowboy fans just want somebody not named Dak Prescott. They want a new person to be mad at the quarterback position. Because there's probably 20 teams in the NFL that would love to have Dak Prescott as their quarterback. There's probably 20. There are 10, 12 teams that are very comfortable with what they have at quarterback right now. And I think the others would love to have the problems of having a Dak Prescott. And again, regular season isn't the issue. You look at the offensive numbers, you look at back-to-back 12-win seasons, you go from there. I mean, it's all about what you do in the playoffs. It's all what you do in the playoffs. But go comment on James Pledger's video because it's entertaining. It's entertaining. And for the Texans and Texans fans, when you're always comparing to Big Brother, you always look like little brother. The Texans have something. The Texans really do. They're pointing in the right direction. And I want to give you credit for that. I want to jump on board. I want that success for the Houston Texans. And if you've listened to this show for any length of time over the 15 years that I've been doing it here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, you know that I'm a Texans fan. I like them. They're my side chick, my number 2 team, my AFC team. That until, Bill O'Brien kind of ruined it for a while. And then, you know how bad the last couple of years were. They weren't worthy of the attention. They're back to getting that attention. And enjoy it because it's a fun ride. I love what the Texans are doing in the direction that they're going. Just don't be ridiculous with this. CJ's better than Dak. He's not yet. Not saying he won't be, but not yet. Not 4 games in. But I love the direction that he's going. It's the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Cowboys Cardinals on a Sunday night. Rolando Cantu, former with the Arizona Cardinals. He's on the broadcast Sunday night on Telemundo, and he will join us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Right now, though, we've got a $50 gift card to give away to McDonald's. A $50 gift card to McDonald's. You can win that right now if you're caller number 9, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. The $50 McDonald's gift card brought to you by Marvel Studios' Loki Season 2. The God of Mischief is back with 6 new episodes on Disney Plus streaming today. So try the new McDonald's Loki meal. The new Loki meal at McDonald's that is featured in Season 2 includes James Pledger's favorite. You get a 10-piece chicken McNuggets, quarter pounder with cheese, or a Big Mac paired with medium fries, a medium soft drink with sweet and sour sauce, but not your average sweet and sour sauce. It features branding inspired by the 2nd season of Marvel Studios show Loki, which you can stream starting today at Disney Plus. That $50 gift card right now. Caller number 9, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776.
It's R&R in the morning.
It's Football Friday on R&R in the morning, and it gets going at 6:45 with Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy.
McCarthy, RJ Ochoa, Rudy J, San Antonio Sports Star. We're getting ready for Cowboys. We're getting ready for Longhorns. We're getting ready for Aggies. We're getting you ready for it all. I can't wait. The party starts at 6.
It's your wake-up call. R&R in the morning, 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Flight by Yuengling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
Hustle up. We've got 8 more floors to go before lunch.
Sarusha's window washing business is reaching new heights.
Wipe, and let's roll.
They need more certified cleaners to keep online reviews crystal clear.
Team, I know we're hustling, but watch for streaks. Candace, can you give me a hand over here?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates, and you can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Picture a swimmer backstroking through a pool of lime jelly. Now picture yourself getting the new titanium iPhone 15 Pro. Now picture a lion and antelope hugging. Now picture yourself switching to Boost Infinite and getting the latest iPhone every year and unlimited wireless for just $60 a month. Now picture that swimmer again, but this time it's you. And the pool is full of iPhones and baby ducks. Boost Infinite. Infinitely better. Switch today. Just dial pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. Terms apply. After 30 gigabytes, service may be slowed. Receive a comparable iPhone model each year with an acceptable trade-in every year. Requires credit qualification and 36-month phone financing agreement. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from the station's network.
Bring smiles to all when shopping online with Dell Technologies Gift Guide. Whether it's for the artist, the entrepreneur, the student, or the streamer, you'll find the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Dell.com/gift guide makes gifting easy with a carefully curated selection of our best tech. Shop now to explore our innovative PCs like the XPS 13 laptop, powered by the latest Intel Core processors, plus this season's top accessories. Visit Dell.com/gift guide today to get a jump on your holiday gift list. That's Dell.com/gift guide.
The pandemic is over, but COVID-19 is here to stay. In fact, it's still among the top 5 leading causes of death in the U.S., just after heart disease and cancer. So this fall, today vaccines, just like you do with the flu, because you've got no time for 19. The vaccine may not be for everyone. Please consult with your doctor. Brought to you by Moderna.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds are one of the boldest, protein-packed and low-carb snacks out there. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, you'll want to stock up on Southern Recipe small batch at your local H-E-B. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds today. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous. Find your flavor at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
It's Raymond and Austin. We're back on All-Star Sports Radio, celebrating their 30th year. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is offering a 125% sign-up bonus plus up to 30 risk-free bets.
It's called Bet Protect, the perfect offer for crazy plays, like the famous butt fumble. It's the GOAT of embarrassing plays.
Really, remember when you bet me you could do a live show with a GOAT as your co-host, and he face-kicked you?
Thankfully, I didn't take the under on that one.
Anyway, folks, get Bet Protect today. The industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus plus up to 30 risk-free bets. BetUS.com, where the game begins.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo and auto security headquarters. You got to get to Mother's Window Tint right now, because if you do, it's National Pizza Month, and we're going to give you a free 18-inch one-topping pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria. Go to Mother's Window Tint today and get your windows tinted. buy an alarm system, and make sure you get a free pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria while you're there. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 6:45 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
Morning, Coach. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Good morning, Rob and Rudy.
Good morning.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Joe Reinagle on vacation. I'm Jason Minix. The game of the week of the year in the NFL Sunday night, the Dallas Cowboys taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Let's talk about it with Rolando Cantu, who joins us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Rolando played in the NFL and offensive lineman for the Arizona Cardinals, and he's going to be on the broadcast Sunday night on Telemundo. And from McAllen, Rolando, appreciate you taking the time to join us here on the Blitz in San Antonio.
Hey, Jason, thanks for having me on, man. Yeah, hey, Sunday Night Football is on Telemundo. What better rivalry than we can match up, right? The Niners are hosting the Cowboys. We know the pit's going to be lit in South Texas, man. I hope this game goes, lives up to the hype that it's supposed to be.
Well, I mean, you think about the heavyweight match, the history of the two, and I know when growing up, you South Texas, you grew up as a Cowboy fan, and you played for the Cardinals. But you look at the rivalry between the Cowboys and the 49ers, and the fact that San Francisco has ended Dallas's last two seasons in the playoffs. When you've done your interviews this week, preparing for the broadcast on Sunday night, how much of the Cowboys talked about that with you guys?
That's been an ongoing conversation throughout the whole week, and they remember, and kind of from last week, right? The game that ended with the Cowboys going back on track versus the Patriots. You kind of set the tone there with the last interview with Dak, and it's gonna be a brawl. I think it's gonna go down to the trenches, man. We have, you have Trent Williams on one side, Colton McKivitz on the other side, the right and the left tackle for the Niners, but then you have Micah Parsons, right? And that storyline where, hey, when is the defense going to hold up and make sure it shuts down Brock Purdy and Brandon Ayuk and all these playmakers that the 49ers have on offense? So when it comes down to this matchup on Sunday night means more than just week 5 type of deal, because there's playoff implications. These both teams are top teams in the NFC. And I think it's going to go down to the wire, man. I think both teams are prepared this time around where they face off that they're pretty much, at par. You do have, superstars like Christian McCaffrey that's going to be able to do a lot of things, in the screen game, also in the middle of the field. But then you also have this Dan Quinn coach defense that's tightening up, that has Van Der Esch looking like he's doing a lot better, that has Michael Parsons and Lawrence just kind of dominating the trenches. So for me, it's going to be, my eyes are going to be analyzing the trenches, man. It's going to be one of those type of games, Jason.
Well, of course your eyes are analyzing the trenches. You're an offensive lineman, which is the one area I have no idea. That's why I wanted to have you on as we visit with Rolando Cantu. He'll be on the broadcast Sunday night on Telemundo. But you played offensive line, and I say on the show all the time, football, the offensive line is the one area where I don't know if a guy's doing well unless he's helping the quarterback up, because I realized at that point he was probably the one beat and gave up the sack. When you look at the Cowboys offensive line, and by the way, today was the first day the projected 5 starters actually practiced today. Yes. Tyron Smith, we'll see. But when you look at the Cowboys offensive line with what's been in front of Dak Prescott, especially say in the Arizona game, did they have a good game against Arizona?
You know what? I think they did. The thing was that, Arizona came out just firing off the start, and there wasn't much video, much tape to play off of Dobbs. But once you see this offensive line roll, like you mentioned, the 5 starters are back in. Not to diminish the work that TJ Bass and Hoffman and Richards and Nugba, those 4 backups have done in this past 4 weeks. But once you have your core players, it's go time, man. And McCarthy knows he had a balanced game. I think the most balanced game he's had all year versus the Patriots. I mean, literally 30 run plays, 31 or 32 pass plays. You have to make sure that you get these guys going fast. It starts by the center. Tyler Biadasz has to make sure he's calling Fred Warner out, Greenlaw, these linebackers that move from sideline to sideline that can be tackle machines. And you have to make sure you connect to the second level. So these blocks that we'll see on Sunday night from the running game of the Cowboys have to make sure that, you connect to the second level, because once that happens, there is opportunities there to run the ball against this defense for the Niners.
And you think about the run game for Dallas, and Tony Pollard now with the keys to the car as RB1, the featured back, didn't get a lot of touches last week against New England. They had the big lead. They, load management, whatever you want to call it, only 11 carries for him last week. Do you think the Cowboys' offensive plan against San Francisco might be a little bit more run heavy to keep the Niners offense off the field?
You kind of forced to it, Jason, because on that side you have so many playmakers that touch the ball, and just Debo, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey. If you don't make sure these guys are on the sideline, you take your time and you establish the presence, the physical presence inside before you start doing your thing. And not to diminish what also the Cowboys did last week. Dak was in there. He didn't have the best yards. He had 261 yards, 1 touchdown, no INTs, but he did distribute the ball to 8 different receivers and running backs in the air game. I think once you start opening up, laterally, these defenses, especially the Niners, they get a little tired, man. They get a little winded. So that has to be a priority for Mike McCarthy and Brian Schottenheimer to kind of make sure that Tony gets his reps. If Tony gets between 25 and 28 reps, I think in the end, with the backup Rico Dowell and also Deuce Vaughn doing this thing back there as RB3, this run game should show up versus a big opponent.
Rolando Cantu joining us here on the Blitz, played offensive guard for the Arizona Cardinals, now broadcasting Telemundo on Sunday night, Cowboys and Niners. I got to ask you, Rolando, the Cowboy country, and you know how it goes. Boy, I got half the people listening to right now just want to replace Dak Prescott, and they'd replace him right now with the trash can. And you get other people that believe in Dak Prescott. You played in the league. You go around with your job. You talk to all these quarterbacks. You watch all these different games. What are your thoughts, honestly, of Dak Prescott?
You can either love or hate Dak, but Dak at the end of the year, he performs, and stat-wise, he's always there, Jason. I think this year there's a lot of pressure, right? Because this time around there's a playmakers around him that I think are eager to kind of stand up and say, hey, I'm here. CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Brandon Cooks, all these guys want to make sure they're on point. But I think for the most part, Dak always does his job. If Dak has less pressure to kind of come back from a game, with 10 points under, or maybe even two scores under, I think he's really good of just performing and managing this offense that's kind of had to push the refresh button after what we saw years back. McCarthy, he's a longtime coach. He knows exactly what he is, what he does on the offense. I think once Dak falls into the rhythm, this 3-1 team can literally, there's 2 tough teams. There's one, the Niners at Levi's, and then you have the Chargers, back-to-back California trips. So if you get through these two weeks, then you hit the bye. I think you'll definitely be in a good shape. I think Dak's it. Dak is a franchise quarterback you need for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, and the question I have, and just to pull the curtain back, I'm a fan of Dak, Rolando, although Dak needs to get it done in the postseason, or in my mind, the Cowboys need to start looking for another quarterback. We've had 8 years.
You're right. It starts with the work that the quarterback puts in, and when it has to show up in the postseason, that's when it counts. The story of Brock Purdy last year, we saw how he took that team on his shoulders, and he gained the respect immediately. He's a captain this year. The guy, I've seen him play out at Perry High School in Gilbert, Arizona, since he started playing as his freshman year. And you realize that these guys are under a lot of pressure every single year in their playing career. I think Dak, I see him poised. I see him, he's a veteran. He's a proven veteran that's done his job on his side. I just think he needs a little bit more help on the offensive planning, on the execution side. If he gets that this year, Dak's going to be fine. I think I see the Cowboys going into the playoffs this year.
Rolando Cantu joining us here on the Blitz, played for the Arizona Cardinals, now broadcasting for Telemundo. When you think about the game coming up Sunday night, is it more on Dak Prescott on the offense, or is this more on Dan Quinn and that Cowboys defense to contain all the weapons that San Francisco has?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. I think Dan Quinn has to come up with a perfect game plan. You have to, at some point, either have a great tackle for a loss, even, get a fumble out there, and try and go after this young quarterback. At the end of the day, he's a young quarterback, right? And you have one of the best edge rushers there is in Micah Parsons. I think if this guy, he's going to go against the best. That's just bottom line. And they're going to try and really defend him, maybe even put a little bit more help on whatever side he lines up. And don't even think about even having like maybe a running back, a chip block down there and making sure he's slowed down. But once he measures your punch off of a kick slide off the pass protection, I mean, it's on. I think Parsons, if he gets on early, he'll definitely make sure this defense shows up. I mean, I like what they have on defense. Obviously, Diggs going out is a big loss, but having veterans like Malik Hooker, Jaron Curse out there in the safety positions, you think that these guys are ready and ready for this challenge, right? Then you have in the mid level, you have Lion Vander Esch, who looks more fresh because everybody's kind of going towards the pass protection where Mike is at. And then on the river side, you have DeMarcus Lawrence, who's actually having a great season. So these guys know what the task is in front. I think if they get on early, they start pressuring Brock and get him off his spot, make sure he's thrown into traffic. I think the Cowboys defense has a shot.
What makes Brock Purdy so unique, or is it a matter of he's really good, but there wasn't a lot of tape, and as more and more teams get film on him, they'll figure out better ways or different ways to defend him, or is that just byproduct of being in Kyle Shanahan's offense, which is just always seemingly a step ahead?
I'll tell you something, Jason. Every time I see Brock buying himself time, extend the pocket, kind of roll out, he looks so natural, man. He's a natural competitor. He's a natural quarterback. And that goes down to what he played in Iowa State. I mean, this guy played a lot of games in college. So once he came in as Mr. Irrelevant, it was like, okay, another quarterback. Maybe he'll make the practice squad. Maybe we'll keep him around for a couple of weeks, active or not. But then you put on the tape and Brock, I mean, he gets it, man. You can see him take command of an offense. You can see him spread the ball out. And yes, he manages under Kyle Shanahan, but whenever you see a throw that wows you, it's okay. This guy's got it. That's why John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan have saved practically their jobs, because let's not forget I mean, you gave out 3 picks for him, right? And then all of a sudden he's on the Cowboys side now. But then Brock's the hero, so there is a lot of confidence in Brock. I've seen him play since the high school days. I knew this guy, once he got on the field, he was going to do his job. That's what he's doing. He's doing his job slowly but surely, gaining respect and confidence every week. I see it in the throws. I see it in his progressions. I see his vision every single week. And don't get me wrong, I don't like to talk a lot about Brock Purdy because they're in the same division as my Cardinals. But yeah, that last week was a tough one for our Cards base out there.
Well, I mean, and you look at it, what I find interesting, Rolando, I mean, you went to McAllen, you decided a couple of years playing for the Cardinals, you're just going to stay living out there in Phoenix. And I said, my daughter's in Phoenix. She's grad school at Arizona State. The breakfast tacos are still better in Texas, man.
Oh, I can't disagree with you there, Jason. You got me on that one, boss. You got me on that one.
Is the breakfast burrito thing, I've just never really quite understood. That's just, I don't know. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's more of a Sonora type of California deal. I'm all about the breakfast tacos in Texas, man. Flour tortilla, can't go wrong with one of those homemade tortillas. And whatever you want to put in it, I'm good with it.
There you go. Rolando Cantu, always appreciate the time. Have fun on the call Sunday night on Telemundo. Appreciate you joining us this afternoon.
Thank you, Jason.
Appreciate it. Rolando Cantu on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. It is an interesting question when you think about the game coming up on Sunday. And I know it's easy to say Dak Prescott has to play well, and he does. But in your mind, is it on this Cowboys offense, or is more of this going to be on Dan Quinn and that Cowboys defense? And I'll tell you now, I think it's more on Dan Quinn and the defense. Hearing Rolando, who apparently watched, Brock Purdy play a lot while he was in high school, the Cowboys are great at getting pressure on a quarterback. The problem is Brock Purdy so far has been great when facing a lot of pressure. He's able to move in the pocket. He's able to keep plays alive, and his receivers are just so good. And he torches man coverage, which is what Dallas typically likes to run, is man coverage. So I think this game, quite honestly, it comes down to this Cowboys defense. Are they able to get some good stops? What are they able to do against Brock Purdy? And if they bring the pressure, are they going to be able to get there? The Cowboys pass rush, 66 pressures, most in the NFL. 49% pressure percentage, highest in the NFL. 61% pass rush win rate, highest in the NFL. Yet Brock Purdy is still really good and against the pressure. He's right up there when it comes to avoiding the pressure, handling the pressure, and I think part of the Kyle Shanahan offense, the check down to the running back, and you're checking down to Christian McCaffrey. It's funny when you think about Dak Prescott checks down to Tony Pollard, which is a part of the West Coast Kyle offense, and people think that Dak is bailing on the play. That's a part of the offense, and Brock Purdy is good at it, and he's dumping it off to Christian McCaffrey, checking out of that. Deebo Samuel hasn't even had a Deebo Samuel-like year yet, 4 weeks in. Trust me, he's on my fantasy football team. I get it. There are a lot of weapons there. Not that I'm trying to not put pressure on Dak Prescott, because Dak has to play well in this game. Has to. San Francisco has scored over 30 points in every game they have played this year. The Cowboys have to limit that, keep them under 30, and obviously offensively, the Dallas Cowboys are going to have to, not turn the ball over Dak, which he's been good at this year. Only one turnover, only one through 4 games. And I know everybody's going to talk about the one, but still, for a guy that led the league in interceptions last year, quarter way into this season, he's only had 1. Right? He only played in 12 games last year, right? Was it 12? Right? So even percentage of game wise, higher than the 25%, because, math is hard with 17 games. You can't go a true quarter, but Dak has had a really good year to this point this year, despite what your friends might say. But at the same time, I look at Dak Prescott. He's got to play well in this game, but I think this game comes down more to what that Dallas Cowboys defense is looking like, because I saw what Arizona did to Dallas's defense. They ran the ball well on them, yards after catch, yards after contact, and all 3 of those things is what San Francisco thrives in. The Dallas Cowboys have to make tackles immediately. They've got to get sacks, and if they can get a takeaway or 2, and last week you saw Deron Bland come up with a couple of interceptions. They come in bunches, and Dan Quinn has kind of been that guy since he's been in Dallas of his defenses getting takeaways. You're starting to see those starting to come. They do come in bunches. To me, it's more about the Cowboys defense on Sunday night. A lot of pressure on Dak. I'm not letting that dude off the hook. Don't get me wrong, but I do think this is more on the Cowboys defense. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home of the Cowboys. Again, Cowboys-Niners Sunday night here on 94.1. Brad Sham and the crew will have the call Sunday night because it's Sunday Night Football. Pregame gets going at 6 o'clock. Kickoff just after 7, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, Ewald Kubota, and the law office of Jesse Hernandez. Prime time on Sunday night. The game of the week in the NFL. Maybe the regular season game of the year. We'll get more into that. We'll go behind enemy territory. 3:30, Larry Krueger from 95.7 The Game in San Francisco will join us here on the Blitz. Coming up next, though, in the headline Blitz, pretty good NIL deal for those Utah football players. How's that not going to blow up in their face? We'll talk about it coming up here on the Blitz.
San Antonio Sports Star.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
You know, this summer was hot and it was dry, and you can only imagine what that Texas weather has done to your roof. Stevens Roofing is your family-owned local roofing company. Now that fall is here, it's time to call Stevens Roofing for a free roof inspection because you want to make sure your roof is ready for the season ahead. Schedule online at stevensroofing.net or give them a call at 210-785-0994. 210-785-0994.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GOLD for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GOLD for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GOLD for 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our client's best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee.
Look out.
Because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
Look, have you been accused of a crime? Well, if you have, you need a great team to protect your innocence. And there's no better team than the LaHood Norton Law Group. In fact, they're made up of former prosecutors turned criminal defense attorneys that can help you stay a step ahead of your legal program. Look, I've known Nico LaHood for a long, long time. And if you're in trouble, you need an attorney, you need Nico LaHood and the LaHood Norton Law Group. The LaHood Norton Law Group offers representation for all criminal allegations, including DWI, aggravated aggravated assault, white-collar crimes, weapons charges, drug charges, and many other offenses. If you need legal help, you need the LaHood Norton Law Group on your side. The team at the LaHood Norton Law Group is your best defense. Let them be your legal bodyguards. Call them for a free consultation, 210-797-7700. That's 210-797-7700. The sooner you make that call after you've been accused, the better. Give them a call, 210-797-7700, or get them online at lahoodnorton.com.
Your home for the Blitz, 2 to 6 on YouTube, SASportsStar.com. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
We have Thursday night football tonight. Apologies. We're all forced to watch the Bears or listen to them because they're going to be on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, taking on Washington. On baseball playoffs, yeah, everybody got done in the wild card. Everybody was swept. It happens.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Joe Reinagel on vacation. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along here on a Thursday afternoon. You're welcome. Got my car washed yesterday. Got a little rain today. You're welcome. We all needed the rain. Glad to help out and do my part. What it boils down to. Quite frankly, I didn't expect the rain that we had. I don't wake up early enough, but apparently, according to my wife, it was hell getting to work today with the traffic. Over an hour. Everything shut down. And when I was driving to work, I saw some areas, 1604 where the construction is. They put those cement blocks there that creates flooding. Big puddles, and it's the highway. I don't know, good stuff. But we needed the rain, cooler temperatures. I appreciate, and I know, every year we get this little cold front, and 87 people are going to post it's false fall, and that's what it is. We're not really there yet, but we're kind of there. We got some rain, we got some cooler temperatures, which is fantastic. We need that. Almost half zip season. Not quite yet, but almost half zip season, which I'm ready to get into. Mainly because I wear all my concert shirts underneath a half. I always tend to wear a collar shirt to work, especially if there's something going on, not just a T-shirt. So half concert shirt, half zip, and off you go. I like that. Lots to get into today. Cowboys, Niners. It's the story. It really is it not? Right? It's the biggest game in the NFL. Now, I know every Cowboy game is big, and every show out there spends hours and hours and hours talking about the Dallas Cowboys. And it's weird to say 5 weeks in, there's a game that has a playoff feel to it. But this one does. This one really, really does. Coming up at 3:30, Larry Kruger will join us. He works at 95.7 The Game in San Francisco. And, looking at time differences, because, they're 2 hours behind, he might even be in the San Francisco locker room, or at least on their facility grounds when he joins us here. So it'll be good. I mean, he covers the 49ers for 95.7 The Game. So going a little bit behind the enemy lines, if you will. It's good stuff. But right now, though, as we do every day at 3:05, we call it the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
Let's start with a story that was kind of floating around about this time yesterday. Although it was on Twitter, we didn't have a lot of details yet. They came a little bit later on in the day. But Utah has one of the more interesting NIL deals in the long history of the NIL, right? And I just look at this and I don't see how this really ends well. I really don't. Although really cool, maybe, but the collective for the Utah Utes are getting brand new Ram 1500 Bighorn trucks for all 85 of their scholarship football players. Every scholarship football player is getting a truck. But there's a catch, because of course there is. Now, each one of these trucks, according to all these articles, valued at $61,000. So it's one of the more lucrative arrangements in the NIL era, right? So funded by collective donations, the trucks are leased to each player as part of an individual 6-month contract that do roll over contingent on a player's eligibility and enrollment at the university. So it's not like you get a truck and it could transfer out. If you transfer out, you got to turn in your keys. If you don't get it done in the classroom and you're not eligible, you're done. When you graduate, you don't get to keep the thing. So every 6 months, you get a car and insurance on each truck. The collective is taking care of everybody's insurance. Although every truck apparently is wrapped with the name of their collective, which is For the Win, FTW 360, Utah, and there's got like a play design. So I don't guess you get to pick out your color. It's going to look like fleet vehicles, right? Name a big company, and they all have the same. It's like the post office. You drive by the football facility, and it's going to look like a bunch of mail trucks out there. They're all going to look the same. I don't know how they're going to figure out whose is who. Beep, 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 beep. That's what you're going to have to do. I think this is great. Not all of them are dead, or not every player has theirs yet, because the dealership has ordered over 100 trucks, and they're being driven in. Apparently, there's a auto worker strike going on, so they're trying to get all this done while all this is happening, because it's not like the dealership had 100 trucks ready to go sitting out there. Individual 6-month leases. So does that mean in 6 months, kid that graduates, you're getting a used truck? I don't know. I mean, it's bizarre. It's interesting. I just don't know how this ultimately ends well. I can't imagine the nightmare of dealing with the insurance on 85 trucks for a collective with a bunch of dudes that are 18 to 22. Now, any of you that has a son out there and you're paying their car insurance and they're not yet 26, imagine what that insurance is like. I had a daughter, and supposedly that makes it a little bit better. I think about Rob Thompson and some of the horrific stories I've heard when he has to shop insurance when he's got 2 boys that are in that. Imagine 85 of them. But if you're the kid, man, that's awesome. And you wonder when it's time to transfer, all right, well, Mr. Other University, all right, you're going to give me X. How much money? How much? What about a truck? Because I've got a truck right now with Utah. I don't want to lose my truck. It's like a company car. And that's kind of, I guess, how, if you're Utah, the collective, you're looking at it. It's like having a company car. And when you no longer work for the company, you got to turn in your keys. I'm wondering if some other kids are going to work deals to get gas cards and have a completely free ride. And I'm sure there's somebody that will do that. You see where I went there, Pledge? Yeah. This collective, man, the NIL stuff, all 85 get a vehicle and their insurance taken care of. Joel Embiid says he will play for Team USA, the Olympics 2024 in Paris. Pop found out today from the media.
The stronger the team, the better. International competition is tough. I didn't know that. Has he decided to play with USA? Yeah, that's great for us.
That is great for us. And again, Team USA, Paris, it's good stuff there. All the wild card series, they all swept. Rangers, Twins, Diamondbacks, Phillies, all of them moving on. So the best of 5 division series are all set. All the game ones are on Saturday. Houston at home hosting Minnesota. Verlander gets the game 1 start. Texas will be in Baltimore. On the NL side, Arizona at the LA Dodgers, Phillies at the Atlanta Braves. Texas OU, Alabama at A&M. What a weekend. What a Saturday for college football. Then you've got both the Rangers and Astros playing. It's going to be a fantastic day. We'll dive into that next on the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. When you need an electrician, you know Hill Electric is available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects at my house through the years. They've added extra outlets in the garage. They put up a big old motion light over one of my grills outside, dimmer lights in the living room. They do fantastic work and have for over 3 decades. The family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. They have the right service at the right price. And what I love, never a service charge, always free estimates. It costs you nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. So call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. 404-9074 or hill-electric.com.
It's Thursday Night Football tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Bears and Commanders battle it out tonight at 6:30. Presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FIND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Ever find yourself in a department who actually wander? That's what it feels like when you call most banks. But at Frost, we have live customer service 24/7, so you can speak to a real human right when you call, every time you call. No phone tree, no bots, just help from a real human when you need it. It's about being there for you. It's about more than money. Frost Bank.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the OrthoNow Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. OrthoNow provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, OrthoNow has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
O'Reilly. Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines to dissipate heat and friction and reduce wear. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select filter for just $33.99. Limit supply. See store for details. Get Syntec only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Guys, your testosterone level can impact your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Book your testosterone level check at Revive Men's Health San Antonio. They're the local experts with guaranteed treatments for low T and ED. There are no lab fees. All your tests are included, and many patients find Revive more affordable than their insurance deductibles and copays. Book your testosterone level check today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Big games, big concerts, big events. Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Any city, any event. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, and events from San Antonio to Las Vegas. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
Is your AC working but the house is still uncomfortable? Call Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning. Your AC cools, but it can't defend against humidity alone. Take control of your home comfort with a whole home dehumidifier and save $3,000. Plus, you can save up to $2,500 on a furnace and AC made by Carrier. Turn to the experts and installed by Airtron. Call today for same-day estimates and next-day installations. Visit Airtron.com for terms and conditions. Savings cannot be combined with any other promotion. License number TACLA 000-39898C.
Friday on R&R in the Morning, Coach Mike McCarthy joins us at 6:45, followed up by RJ Ochoa blogging the boys at 7:30. It's Red River, it's Bama Aggies, and it's Cowboys Niners. Oh my gosh, what a Friday. Don't miss out. Now back to the Blitz. Jason, what is that going to do against that zone-heavy San Francisco defense? I know you're worried. You've seen the numbers.
You know, the numbers are what they are, but in Mike McCarthy's new offense, Rudy J is going to check it down to Tony Pollard for 28, and I'm good with that. It is the Blitz here on 94.1. San Antonio sports star Joe Reinagel has the day off. I'm Jason Lennox. We'll talk more Cowboys-Niners coming up just after 3:30. Larry Kruger from 95.7 The Game in San Francisco will join us. Go behind enemy lines, if you will. Is San Francisco talking about this game the way Cowboy fans are talking about this game? Again, Larry joins us coming up in, about 15 minutes or so. And he talk about all these games, big games. Everybody's talking about three teams from the state of Texas. Obviously, Cowboys, Niners. You've got Alabama A&M. We'll get into that. Texas OU. And honestly, when I looked, when I saw the rain this morning, my first thought was, all right, well, high school football Friday night, what's the weather going to be? Warren Brennan, our game of the week here on 94.1, energized by Hill Electric and Frostbank. Weather should be fine tomorrow night. What about Dallas? How's the weather looking in Dallas for the Cotton Bowl? I'm not worried about those going to the state fair. They'll be fine. What about the football game? Weather in Dallas looks spectacular Saturday. According to my phone, low of 55, high of 71, and sunny. I like that. Because Sark has to wear shades. I mean, I don't know. He probably would wear the sunglasses even if it was raining outside, but he's going to wear shades. And I tell you what, he's got the coach speak down as he gets ready for another Red River rivalry.
they're a really good team. They got quality players. They got good coaches. We know it's going to be a heck of an environment for college football, and it should be a spotlight on that game and all of college football Saturday at the Cotton Bowl. So we're looking forward to it. We know it's going to take a real week of preparation, mentally, physically, and emotionally to put ourselves in position to perform.
Yeah, I just look at this game. Texas is the better team. Oklahoma is not a pushover. And Gabriel didn't play last year. Cowboys, Longhorn, where my mind is at. Longhorns curb stomped them, right? That's not going to be the case this year. Texas, I want to see a fast start. And it's weird because you look at teams and fast starts and what that means. Longhorns, Sooners at 11, and then at 2:30, you've got Alabama against Texas A&M. And Alabama and Texas A&M, CBS right here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. But the Aggies are a fast-starting football team. The Aggies have scored on each of its first 2 offensive drives in all 5 games this year. That matches the longest streak by an FBS team over the past 20 years. I mean, to score on your first 2 drives, I didn't realize it was that rare, but it's that rare. I mean, the last team to score on their first 5 drives, or first 2 drives in their first 5 games, was BYU in 2020. You look at some of the numbers that come out, and I know A&M is getting off to fast starts, and obviously helping them tremendously. Are they going to be able to score on their first 2 drives on a Saturday afternoon in College Station, where the weather's going to be just fine as well? That becomes the question, because I know a lot of us think Alabama's not as good this year. And I think that's exactly what Nick Saban wants you to think. I know Texas beat them. And just because Texas beat them does not mean Alabama's not as good this year. Texas is that good. Alabama is good this year. I mean, you look at 363 yards of offense a game. You look at what they're scoring. You look at what their defense is doing. For Bobby Petrino and that Aggie offense this weekend, scoring on the first 2 drives, that's going to be important. You want to score every time you get the ball. Not to sound cliche, but they can't waste possessions against Alabama. And the loss to Texas, the wake-up call that I think Nick Saban was looking for. Benched his quarterback, then went back to him because he wasn't getting good quarterback play. And they're still not getting great quarterback play, but it's improved. But Alabama still defensively is what you're looking at. A&M's defense has been great. I really liked what A&M did against Arkansas on Saturday, which gives me a lot of confidence for the Aggie this weekend against Alabama. Because if we would have watched A&M just get out physicaled and out manhandled and beat up by Arkansas, and then to turn around and have to play Alabama, I'd say, man, there's just, no. But we didn't see that. We saw Alabama take it to Arkansas. Or A&M take it to Arkansas. And so this weekend against Alabama, I think they're ready. And another weird stat, Jimbo Fisher has a chance to become the first Nick Saban assistant to beat him twice. Kirby doesn't play him enough to have multiple wins. I just thought that was kind of an odd stat. Now, only Gus Malzahn, Dabo, and Hugh Freeze actually have multiple wins over Nick Saban. But Jimbo could be the first of his assistant coaches to get 2 wins over Nick Saban. The question you really have, and watching Nick Saban on the Pat McAfee show earlier today, I had it on in the office. And Nick Saban is one of those guys, right? Take shots at the media all the time. The rat poison, all the different kind of comments. Yet he doesn't turn down many national interview requests. He'll turn down local ones. But if he can get on a national show, he's going to take it every time. seemingly every time. And I guess he's got a weekly with Pat McAfee, which getting the schedule there and on his schedule every week with McAfee. But again, I mean, it's all recruiting for Nick Saban. But he kind of sidestepped it a little bit with McAfee today. But, their last trip to College Station, they were damn near 3 touchdown favorites and lost in overtime to the quarterback that's now at UIW, putting up big numbers. And now I know UIW plays Saturday, but it's another game they should win by 50. I look at Nick Saban, and will he lose twice in the same stadium? I mean, my Aggie friends very nervous about this Saturday. Very nervous about this Saturday, as they should be, but not the typical. It's almost like, man, I want to believe, but until I see it, I can't believe. I want to believe it, but until I see it, it's going to be such a great Saturday of college football. I mean, we got so many good matchups, a handful of top 25 matchups, and then other teams like A&M still not ranked, which they should be. A&M should be ranked. The way they have played this year, what they've done so far in the SEC, I look at them and go, how are they not ranked? Can they get the tackle for losses? They've been good at that this year. They've been good at putting teams in 2nd and long and 3rd and long. And if they can do that to that Milrose guy, they'll have a great opportunity, because that's how you beat this Alabama team. That guy will complete some passes, but he's not going to beat you with his arm. So if you make it to where he's got 3rd and longs, A&M's defense is good enough to get off the field. And I love the way Max Johnson played last week against Arkansas. That offense is going to be able to move the ball on Alabama's defense. It's heavyweight fights everywhere. I mean, you think about it this weekend. Texas OU, A&M Alabama. And then Sunday night, San Francisco and Dallas. Monday is going to be one of those days where, we're all, everybody's either going to be smiling and happy and trying to figure out my hat-shirt combination, or pissed off at the world and call in sick, kind of thing. It feels like it could be one of those kind of days. Don't forget, we are your home for A&M football. 1:30 pregame show with Andrew Monaco, kick at 2:30. Aggie football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, and the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road. Let's talk about the Cowboys and Niners next. Larry Krueger from 95.7 The Game in San Francisco will join us here on the Blitz.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, Saturday at 1:30 p.m. It's presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, The Angry Elephant, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
If you're like me, hair isn't just hair, because hair is confidence. Hair is identity. Hair is everything. And I love that I can find beauty steals of 50% off my hair care must-haves like Lola V and Color Wow. Amazing deals on shampoo and conditioner pairs from Redken and Living Proof. And new product launches from my favorite brands like Dyson and Way. All at Ulta Beauty's gorgeous hair event, happening now until October 21st. So hurry, shop in store, online, or try pickup today. Ulta Beauty, the possibilities are beautiful. Conditions may apply.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, did you know Vistaprint prints everything a small business needs? Like if a barbershop needs signage, we print outdoor signs, posters, and banners. Or if a ballet school needs merch,
1, 2,
we print tote bags, t-shirts, hoodies, hats. Or if a coffee shop needs a total refresh,
latte for Mike?
Vistaprint designs logos and prints it on menus, mugs, paper bags, anything. Because with Vistaprint, the printabilities are endless. Print it all with 25% off for new customers with code NEW25 at Vistaprint.com.
Thursday Night Football is on, and it's only on Prime. Tonight, it's a classic NFC showdown when Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears head to the nation's capital to take on Sam Howell and the Washington Commanders. Not a Prime member? Sign up for a 30-day free trial to stream the game. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with TNF Tonight, presented by Verizon. It's the Bears and the Commanders on Thursday Night Football, and it's on Prime. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
The future of joint pain relief is here, and it's QC Kinetics, advanced regenerative medicine. This is amazing stuff. Hey, it's James Pledger with San Antonio Sports Star. If you've been told more steroids or surgery are your only options, don't be so fast with that. Get a second opinion and learn how you can harness your body's healing agents that attack the joint pain. I'm talking lasting relief. QC Kinetics doesn't mask the pain. These treatments go to the very root of the problem using concentrated healing properties placed directly into your joints to restore and repair the damaged tissue. Imagine living your life this fall with no more pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, your back, no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery, best of all. Listen, life is about motion, and QC Kinetics is giving people their lives back with these all-natural treatments. Call the local medical professionals and get a free consultation. QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. Call 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our client's best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. Not the money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks, with everything from tequila cocktails to extensive bourbon categories that you will not believe. Their top shelf spirits and cocktails served over those icy balls cannot be matched. Twin Peaks has you covered. And don't forget about the 29-degree man-sized drafts.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Joe Reinagel has the day off. He'll be back on Monday and time to talk about Cowboys, Niners. I'm Jason Minix. We'll always talk about it with you at 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 on Twitter, X, at Jason Minix. Tweet the station at SA Sports Star. Of course, you can listen to Sunday night's Cowboys-Niners game right here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Pregame gets going at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, Ewald Kubota, and the law office of Jesse Hernandez. And good news for the Dallas Cowboys as they get ready for the game on Sunday night. The projected starting offensive line all year finally has practiced together. Seems like they all might be able to go on Sunday night out in San Francisco with Tyron Smith at left tackle, Tyler Smith at left guard, Tyler Biadasz at center, Zach Martin at right guard, and Terrence Steele at right tackle. That would be awesome for this Dallas Cowboys offense as they get ready for a game that even Mike McCarthy says is not just another regular season game.
I think it's like anything. You always want to be in balance. You know, I mean, it's obviously it's an important game. You know, you understand the history, and there's obviously a lot of tradition with this game. So I mean, that's all part of it. You live to play these kind of games. You dream about these kind of games. So we don't want to make it bigger than it is. But, you know, it's just not the reality is it's not just another game.
Just not another game. Cowboys, Niners, let's talk about it. Larry Krueger from 95.7 The Game in San Francisco joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. You know how we're talking about it down here. What's the talk, the pregame buzz about this game up there in the Bay Area?
Well, a lot of people are very excited. A lot of people feel like this will be a true litmus test for the 49ers. The Niners have not had the most difficult schedule to start the year. And I think there are people that nationally and locally will believe in them, you know, much more significantly if they win this game, and even more than that if they win it impressively.
Well, and you look at San Francisco, and you can only play who's in front of you, right? I mean, although the Cowboys at 3-1 have looked really good in 3 of those games, and then they somehow lost to Arizona. Arizona played well last week against San Francisco, but final score was 35-16, and San Francisco has scored over 30 in every game this year.
Right, and it's really been something to watch. The last 2 weeks have been really different too. I mean, 2 weeks ago the Giants blitzed Brock Purdy 85% of his dropbacks, and he threw for 300 yards. This week the Cardinals dropped guys into coverage and made him be accurate, and he completed 20 of 21. So it's, you know, I don't know. I'm not sure what Dallas's plan is going to be defensively, but I'll tell you what does stand out is that the Cowboys have 7 different players on their front line that have at least 6 pressures or more. So it's not just Micah Parsons. It's Micah, it's Lawrence, it's Osa. It's, you know, there's a bunch of guys here that all can get the job done. So it's going to be a huge task for the Niner O-line to block.
You know, Larry, as you think about the game and the pressure, and that's one of the questions, because, you know, Dan Quinn loves to bring the pressure, and the Cowboys have the guys to do it. And if you double or triple Micah, that's going to just be a free lane for somebody else that can get the so good against pressure. Why is that?
Because he's exceptionally smart. He's really detailed in his preparation. He watches cut-up film extensively, and he knows where he needs to go. He's a great anticipatory thrower. He processes it all begins, though, Jason, with his ability to process. This guy can process what he sees at the line of scrimmage because he's played a lot of football.
You know, and it's crazy because people think about a rookie, but he had all those years at Iowa State. And, you know, I kind of think about like Tim Duncan coming out, spending all those years at Wake Forest, came in ready to go. And guys that are in and 2 years, 1 year into the league, they go and they're still learning the job. I think Brock Purdy is ahead of the game because of that. And then, of course, Kyle Shanahan is just a wizard with what he's been able to do with some of the quarterbacks that he has had.
Yeah, I mean, and then you mix in I think another factor has to be mentioned here is that this summer, Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, and Brandon Ayuk all showed up in optimal physical shape, looking like they're primed for career years. Ayuk, I think, is the guy that I would point to. That he's caught every ball they've thrown at him in the first month of the year. And that's not like just a saying or hyperbole. He's literally caught every single ball. And he was a guy like that in summer. I mean, his catch radius is monstrous. He's a 5'11", 6-foot player, 6'1" maybe player, but he plays like a 6'6" player because he skies for the ball in the air. He'll pick it off the turf. His catch radius is massive.
Larry Krueger from 95.7 The Game in San Francisco joining us here on the Blitz. Deebo Samuel, I don't want to say he's been a non-factor, but he's certainly been quiet. He's on my fantasy team. Trust me, I need him to. What are they doing, or is something going on with Deebo, or is it just the offense isn't going there because Ayuk is done really well, and obviously McCaffrey's just been unstoppable?
Well, I think you hit on it there with McCaffrey. I mean, I don't want to say they're redundant parts, but a lot of the things that Deebo can do that are unique, McCaffrey is now doing in his place. They've used McCaffrey a ton. I mean, he's almost 40% of their offensive touches are going to McCaffrey. But a lot of it has to do with the fact that Deebo's just been a little dinged up. He landed on the ball and bruised his ribs in a game, and then he had a bad bone bruise on his kneecap from banging it in the first quarter on this Giants sideline. And I think just because they have so many weapons, they've just gone away from him to use him as a decoy a little bit the last couple of weeks to try to freshen him up for this game. But I would expect him to be firing on all cylinders Sunday night.
When you think about the Sunday night game from a defensive side for San Francisco, looks like the Cowboys for the first time this year will have all 5 of their projected starting offensive linemen at the same time, which we haven't seen in a long time, and certainly not yet this year. What's the key, do you think, in stopping this Dallas offense or slowing them down?
Well, they're a little less explosive this year because they're throwing the ball short. They're a little bit more difficult to stop. I think one thing you're going to see Dallas do in this game is they're going to take CeeDee Lamb and put him in the slot and try to get better matchups for him. I think the key for the 49ers really is on the offensive side of the ball is to not have huge negative plays. Dallas has benefited greatly from short fields. And if the 49ers don't have that huge negative play, they don't turn it over, keep in their own territory, which Purdy's been good at. I think that's going to be the key more than anything. Stopping Pollard is object number one, but obviously, CeeDee Lamb's a major problem as well.
What are your thoughts on Dak Prescott?
I think Prescott's a good quarterback. He's athletic. I know he's had a major injury. I think the offense is a little less dynamic by design this year, but I think Dak's a winner. I think I liked him at Mississippi State. He was a steal in the draft. He's had some crushing injuries, but I like him. I think he needs play action. I think he needs a solid run game. I don't know that he can lift up the entire organization by himself. I think he needs some help, but he's got defense in this O-line and these weapons. To me, it's all about, can Dak play a cleaner, more mistake-free game than Brock Purdy? I think that's really one of the key factors. I think it's going to be difficult to do because Purdy's playing really clean football right now.
Yeah, I know. I was asking earlier here on my show, do you think this for the Cowboys to go into San Francisco and get a win, is it more on Dak or is it more on the Cowboys defense? And quite honestly, not trying to cover up for Dak, but I think this Cowboys defense has to play at an extremely high level, tackle, because San Francisco's good, so good after the catch, breaking tackles and yak yardage. And Purdy's so good under pressure. Can they get to him and maybe make him make a mistake, throw an interception or two?
Yeah, I think what you're going to see from Dan Quinn is, this is going to be the game within the game is going to be incredible. Dan Quinn and Kyle Shanahan know each other well from Atlanta. Kyle's going to dial up all kinds of extra wrinkles. But I also think Dan Quinn's going to have some, we'll show you one look pre-snap and rotate into a different look after the snap to try to take advantage of the fact that Purdy is a good processor and likes to throw the ball in the middle of the field. I think you may see some robber situations where they've got a guy kind of lurking in the middle of the field, and I think they're going to try to hurry up Purdy and try to fool him into a couple of mistakes. But I think it's really about Dallas's ability to stop the run. Arizona ran for 7 a carry with Connor, and I just think if the 49ers can run the ball at Dallas, I think they can dominate the time of possession and keep their defense on the sideline. And I think that's probably the ticket to victory for the Niners. I think Dallas has to show that they can at least slow the Niner run, or they got no shot in this game.
Yeah, and then stopping the run is the big part. Where's the weakness on this 49ers team? What's the biggest weakness?
Well, one weakness is that Colton McKivitz has struggled in pass protection, and now he gets Micah Parsons most likely. Another weakness sometimes can be, if Kyle Shanahan will call 7-step drops against a high-pressure team like Dallas, that could be a real problem. The right side of the 49er offensive line is still coming together. There's some young players. There's some inexperience there. And then I would say the 49ers have some depth issue at corner. And if you go to 4 wides or try to, make them play their backup corners, to me, the real weakness of the Niners is the backup corners and the backup defensive ends. They don't put a lot of rush. It's Bosa and Drake Jackson up front, but then it's Kerry Hyder and Cleveland Farrell behind those guys, and their backup DNs are not getting pressures.
Larry Krueger, 95.7 The Game in San Francisco. We started the conversation by saying, from the San Francisco perspective, a true test after Pittsburgh, the Rams, the Giants, and the Cardinals. And again, that's the schedule, the way it's laid out. San Francisco ending Dallas's last 2 seasons in the playoffs. And I've said a couple times, I'll trade a January win over San Francisco and as opposed to an October win. But this game, at least here, has a playoff feel to it. Are you getting that sense up there when you're in the locker room talking to the 49er players?
Absolutely. They know this is a big one. They know they want to send a message. It's national TV. They want to send a message. I think they feel like they can run on Dallas, and Dallas can't run on them. There's a lot of confidence. The Niners feel like they match up well with Dallas, and they're confident. We'll see if they're overconfident Sunday night.
I just appreciate Mike McCarthy saying this week, we know it's not just another game. Because you know how coaches are, players, you get some of the cliche, it's just another one on the schedule. That doesn't make or break, and but yeah, this one does have a different feel. I'm glad to hear it's that way there in San Francisco as well.
Yeah, well, they know. The NFC is Niners, Cowboys, Eagles, in whatever order you want to cut them. But that's it. Maybe Detroit. I think everybody need not apply. So, it's just they know this is. Dallas is one of the big boys. The key for the 49ers is really they got to run the ball. And they got to stay within on the scoreboard, and they got to stay ahead of the chains. Dallas is a bully team. They're a dominant team on 3rd down. And if you get to 3rd and short and you convert all day and dominate the time of possession, you beat them. And if you get to 3rd and long and they're pinning their ears back and hunting quarterbacks, they beat you. So to me, it's all about what do the Niners get done on 1st and 2nd down? Can they avoid huge negative plays? Can they run it on Dallas?
That's the question. Larry Krueger, 95.7 The Game in San Francisco. Always appreciate the time. Enjoy the game on Sunday night.
Yeah, exactly.
Appreciate it. Larry Krueger from 95.7 The Game in San Francisco. And you kind of hear him. You heard from Larry. I like the fact that San Francisco is looking at this the same way the Cowboys are looking at this. It is a big game. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. What did you think? You hear him. You kind of go behind enemy territory. We know San Francisco is going to want to run the ball on Dallas. And that's one area with Dallas's defense that, you can run on the the Cowboys defense. Can they tackle well? Can they stop the run? And look, until the Cowboys start scoring touchdowns in the red zone offense is going to be a conversation. You're not going to be able to kick field goals and win at San Francisco. You're just not. But San Francisco does, I don't want to say need a good statement win, but when you think about the Steelers and they dominate them 30-7, and we all thought that first game, man, Pittsburgh's supposed to be better this year. That game doesn't look near as impressive. Rams, that's a solid win, 30-23. That's the only close game they've really been in. You know, the Giants game last week against Arizona, the Cardinals played well against San Francisco, but, 35-16 was the final score. And these teams, everybody's had this game circled since the schedule came out. Dallas, for obvious reasons. San Francisco, I wondered if they were feeling the same way because they've won the last couple of matchups in the playoffs when it matters most. So in my mind, if you're San Francisco, you feel like, all right, we've got their number, and they do match up well against the Cowboys. And Christian McCaffrey is Christian McCaffrey, although last year in the playoffs, the Cowboys kind of kept him in check. He didn't have that dominating game that you expect out of CMC. Can the Cowboys do that again? Can the Cowboys get pressure on Brock Purdy, who is so good at facing pressure? And hearing Larry talk about his decision-making at the line of scrimmage, how he is able to process, the different things that he is able to do. And in that offense, a lot of quick throws, which is what Dallas is doing now offensively. Dak Prescott and this new offense with Mike McCarthy, some of the changes that they have made, shorter passes, quicker reads, dump down to the running back, which isn't a bailout because you get Tony Pollard the ball in space, which is what we want. Tony Pollard, I think, is going to be the key for the Cowboys on Sunday night. And if you do have all 5 offensive linemen able to play, and if you're Mike McCarthy, maybe this is why you've been resting Tyron Smith. He's been close. He's been ready. Remember against Arizona, dude was on the sidelines dressed if needed. Then they never went to him. Do everything you can to make sure he is healthy to go against Bosa on Sunday night against San Francisco. It makes you wonder if that's what could he have gone, but let's save him kind of situation. What do you guys think? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Ray, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Man, I really think this is going to be a prove-it game. The same way that you said all 5 offensive linemen are back. We really haven't seen Dak Prescott being allowed to make decisions. We've seen a lot of throws that are predetermined. So I think in this game, if they get back and you have all 5 offensive linemen, you're going to open up that playbook a little bit and you're going to let Dak make a decision. Now, one of 2 things I think is going to come out of it. Dak is going to prove that he can really handle himself, and he's going to, shut up a lot of doubters out there. Or on the other hand, he's going to prove a lot of doubters right, and he's going to start making mistakes because he has this in the back of his mind that interceptions are such a.
Your phone crapped out in the middle of that. I mean,
Dak Prescott with the San Francisco defense.
Well, and that's it. I mean, you look at Dak, and I don't know if the Cowboys have taken decision-making away from him. I mean, if you're watching all the games, but they've had so many weird games this year that it's hard to say. I mean, we're a quarter into the season. The only game that they've trailed in was the one they lost. Dak wasn't great in that game, but he wasn't awful. He made some big throws. They didn't score in the red zone. And then when they were in the red zone, he threw that stupid interception. And that interception was stupid. I still have no idea what he was looking at. But you look, he's completing 71% of his passes this year. I mean, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, he's not having a bad year, but this would go a long way, I think, for a lot of people if Dak Prescott went in and balled out on Sunday. Although, like I've said before, Dak Prescott has become religion in politics. No matter what you think of the guy, no matter what he does, you're not going to change your mind on him if you're already out on Dak. Hey, Gary, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, I went and watched a replay of that 49ers-Rams game on YouTube.
All right.
Man, I'm going to tell you something. The middle the Rams were getting pretty much anything they wanted across the middle and short out routes. Purdy's getting the ball out in about 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cowboys, you're not going to really get a chance to sack this guy in 2 seconds. You just can't block a grown man that far down the field and get to him in 2 seconds. So what the Cowboys are going to have to do is they're going to have to push that offensive line, and they're going to have to get their hands up. The dude's about 6'1". You're going to have to make it a little difficult. The Rams lost that game, but Stafford threw 2 interceptions. I think what they lose about 7, 8 points.
Yeah, they lost by 7.
That game could have went either way. It really could have. So everybody's singing their praise and everything. They're good, but that game was the Rams' game for the taking. If he had one pass bounced off a wide receiver.
Yeah, but Gary, I mean that's the thing, and this is where I think Dallas needs to get to. They didn't come up and get that win against Arizona when they weren't having a good game. San Francisco, like you're saying, against the Rams, great teams find ways to win. Look at the Eagles this year. They're not playing great, but they're undefeated. They're finding ways to win. Can Dallas do that on Sunday? More of your calls at 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Is this game against the Niners more on Dak or more on that Cowboys defense? Your call's next here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Boy, Sunday night, Saturday with all the college football Sunday night, that's grilling time. You want to fire up the grill. Before you do, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market, locally owned and full service. They have everything you need to up your grilling game. And with the big football weekend, maybe you want to do something different. Maybe you do a tri-tip, a brisket, a picanha, do some ribs. Boy, some beef ribs on a Sunday, all day smoking, getting ready for Sunday night football. Sounds fantastic. You do some pork ribs as well. You want St. Louis style? They've got them there. Yeah, you want the baby backs, whatever you need. Those English crosscuts are always fantastic. You want to do fajitas and just kind of take it easy. You can't do better than the seasoned fajitas they have there at Tri-County Meat Market, both the chicken and the beef fajitas. Tri-County has what you need with the quality you expect, and you can always take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25. And Tri-County always offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. 2 great locations on Ralph Air Road and on Huebner, or online at tricountymeat.com.
San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Hendon Mob Series. It's the Fall Classic Series. 11 different events, September 25th through October 22nd. You know I'm only talking about one place. You know I'm talking about SA Card House, the premier card house in San Antonio. And their Fall Classic Series is going to be a doozy. We're talking about big-time, no-limit hold'em tournaments. Also, they're going to keep the free roll in there for the little guys like myself. But we're talking about 1,000 guaranteed, 15,000 guaranteed, 50, and all the way up to 200,000. SACardhouse.com. Check it all out yourself. It is the premier card house. And when you're playing this much poker, you know you're going to have to get over to Foster's Bar and Grill, get you a little something to eat, get you a little something to drink to kind of refuel yourself. Check it out at SACardhouse.com. The Hendon Mob Series is the Fall Classic Series at the premier card house in San Antonio. SACardhouse.com. SACardhouse.com.
Imagine it's the last ride, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, are taking you for a ride. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about treating it with Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have a lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the 10 Cup Bar. It's the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of SA, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
It's football season and the Roo Pub is kicking off their 10-year anniversary party. Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch a game with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College football, pro football, the games are on at the Roo. Aggie fans, every game will be on with sound. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Celebrating 10 years, the Roo Pub next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's Raymond in Austin. We're back on All-Star Sports Radio. Celebrating their 30th year, our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is going big.
That's right, Austin. Sports bettors can win a new truck, get the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus, and even get up to 30 risk-free bets.
Touchdown. BetUS also has a 150% casino sign-up bonus.
Blackjack, now you're talking, Austin. They also have live dealers and live betting on sports, including racetrack.
Get started today at BetUS.com, where the game begins.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo and auto security headquarters. You got to get to Mother's Window Tint right now, because if you do, it's National Pizza Month, and we're going to give you a free 18-inch one-topping pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria. Go to Mother's Window Tint today and get your windows tinted. Buy an alarm system and make sure you get a free pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria while you're there. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Life moves fast. No one has time for a car, truck wreck, or commercial vehicle accident. At Davis Law Firm, we get it. When you call the force, you don't have to worry about insulting offers from insurance adjusters, property damage, or car rental. With over 25 years experience, we have secured important verdicts and settlements, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car, truck wreck, or hit by a commercial vehicle, call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember. 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the Aggies. San Antonio's Sports Center.
No real surprise, Justin Verlander will be the Game 1 starter on Saturday as the Astros open the best-of-5 ALDS against the Minnesota Twins. The Texas Rangers, they play Game 1 of their ALDS on the road Saturday at Baltimore after sweeping Tampa Bay. Thursday night football tonight. Whew, what did we do to deserve Washington and Chicago? But you can listen to it here on 94.1.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Joe Reinagel has the day off. I'm Jason Minix. James Pledger producing as always. You can always be a part of the show. If you're watching on YouTube, you can comment there. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. You can always tweet X at Jason Minix at SA Sports Star. Joe's on a beach in Cabo. You can tweet him as well at Joe Reinagel 210 or dial up 210-656-ESPN 656-3776. Kind of a rainy day today. Although, is it still rainy? It's not rainy now, right? Is it cleared up outside? See, we're in a room with no windows. Now, when I was driving in at noonish, it didn't seem bad, although you could tell it had rained, and I wasn't sure. There's no more rain in the forecast for the rest of today or even tomorrow, I don't think. Just a good old nasty storm this morning that apparently for those of you that have to get somewhere early today, you are probably late. But don't feel bad because everybody was late today. I haven't seen that many comments about being late and traffic sucks on social media, and I don't know how long. Dude, it rained. You've been in San Antonio long enough, especially when it's been a long time, that it's going to screw things up. But it must have been really bad. According to my wife, it took her over an hour to get to work today. Normally it takes about 20 minutes. So I don't know. It must have been really bad. When I woke up, I could tell that it rained, but overall it looked pretty good. I apparently slept right through it. But also I got my car washed yesterday, so you're welcome. Yesterday we got done at 5:30 because of the Brewers game that Edwin requested that we carry. And his Brewers got swept, but I got a clean car out of the deal. And today my car is dirty again. I got the washed up pass, so no big deal. I'll get it there. My neighbor Hal said it took him an hour to get to work. That must have been the going rate, which meant more time for you guys to listen to Rob and Rudy on R&R in the morning, which is good. And make sure you're listening to Rob and Rudy tomorrow morning because Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy will join them as they do every Friday morning. Brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys will join us in 25 minutes from right now. 4:30, we'll visit with Stephen Jones. And look, it's the game of the week of the year in the NFL. And I don't think we're putting too much on a regular season game. I think for the Cowboys, clearly they need to get the monkey off the back. And as I say that, I'm visualizing, that video of Steve Young. Remember when he finally got that monkey off his back, that famous video? That is what Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys need to do. Talking earlier in the show with Larry Kruger from 95.7 The Game in San Francisco. In the Bay Area, they're talking about this as a measuring stick game. They're talking about this as in San Francisco, and what he said from the players in the locker room, this isn't just a normal Sunday. This isn't just the next one on the schedule. Both teams are feeling that way. It looks like it could be one of those great heavyweight fights. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. For the Cowboys to get a win in San Francisco, is this on Dak Prescott or is this more on the Dallas Cowboys defense? And I ask that not to take any pressure off of Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott has to play a good to great game. He does. Dak Prescott, last time he played San Francisco, threw 2 interceptions. He can't do that on Sunday night. Dak Prescott playing within the offense that Mike McCarthy has designed at this point has to continue to do that. Convert third downs, run the ball well with Tony Pollard, and I do think this is going to be more of a run-heavy game for the Dallas Cowboys in the sense of this is what Mike McCarthy was talking about when they let Kellen Moore go. It's not about the number of runs. It's when you run the ball, how you control the clock. That is what Dallas has to do to keep San Francisco's offense off the field, because the one area that Dallas's defense struggles is against the run. And you know what San Francisco is going to try to do. San Francisco is going to run the ball with Christian McCaffrey and the short passing game that they utilize, and then a lot of yards after the catch. That is what San Francisco does so damn well, and that's also where Dak still has to play well, but in my mind, the Cowboys' defense has to be able to make tackles, limit the yak yards, which is extremely difficult to do against Christian McCaffrey. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Raymond, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, Jason. Hey, I'm just, like I said, I know this is a big game. It's probably the biggest game of the season for the Cowboys. But like I said, Dak has to be flawless. He can't be making those mistakes. And the same thing about the defense, too. Like you said, Jason, this is an old school. It's old school speed. The defense needs to stay in their lane. Don't overrun anything. Don't chase something that's not there. Stay in your lane.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're going to have to play good, sound football and complimentary. But see, I think you just say Dak has to play flawless. There's not a quarterback around that has a flawless game. They're not. I mean, what do you mean by flawless? You know, is it no interceptions? Is it no sacks? Is it be 28-28 for 314 yards and 5 touchdowns? I mean, I mean, sometimes I think the expectations are so unrealistic that no quarterback on planet Earth would be able to live up to them. I mean, sure, Dak can't turn the ball over. He can't have a dumb interception. If it's a 4-point game and they need a touchdown to win and you're in the red zone, you can't throw an interception where you see 3 red jerseys and you're trying to get to the back of the end zone to find Brandon Cooks, who's hidden back there. Oh, wait, that was a flashback to Arizona. I'm sorry. But yeah, he can't make a throw like he did against Arizona. But to expect any player to be flawless, he's got to be good. He's got to make good decisions. You know, I mean, interception off a tipped hand. I mean, Dak will take all the heat for it because the pass could have been more perfect, I guess. But in reality, other guys are going to have to do stuff. Dak has to be really good. Really good. I mean, really, really good. I'm not trying to take anything off of the pressure that I want to see from Dak Prescott. But flawless, if that's your expectation, you'll always be disappointed. I don't care who you're a fan of or who the quarterback is. He's got to be flawless. He's got to be good. He's got to be good to great. I mean, but the defense, you look at San Francisco, they've scored over 30 points or 30 points in every one of their games. And it's weird when you look at every one of their games. 30, 30, 30, 35. They're so damn consistent. Christian McCaffrey, he's scoring left and right. I mean, he's doing so much you don't even know Debo's still on their team. And you do what you can to take away Debo, Brandon Ayuk will kill you. And it's interesting because I look at the Cowboys and feel like they've got, similar style weapons that are so underutilized, like a CeeDee Lamb, like a Brandon Cooks, like a you look at it and you sit there and the Cowboys spread the ball out so much. The way they're targeting the tight ends, the different guys in the passing game that they are utilizing. It's pretty incredible when you look at it. Stephen Jones joins us coming up at 4:30. If you've got a phone line, hold on to it. More of your calls as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star as we talk about the game of the week of the year, Cowboys and Niners, coming up on Sunday night. The social media craze on a day like today in San Antonio it's false fall. It's a little cooler. We got some rain, but we know the oven's not completely off at this point. But I did take a couple of jackets into Sammy's Embroidery Club down on San Pedro today to get our new 94.1 logo on them. So I'm ready when I'm actually going to need them. You need your logo on any kind of gear, whether it's a jacket, a polo shirt, a golf shirt, a half zip, Sam will get you taken care of. If you need T-shirts, screen printed, go see Sam. Need a hat? Sam has over 12,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps. He has over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands, and he's the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too small, certainly no order too big, and all items do come with a warranty. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
It's Thursday Night Football tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Bears and Commanders battle it out tonight at 6:30. Presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB yet? Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds offer big, bold flavors like sea salt and cracked black pepper, spicy dill, and Korean barbecue. Bonus, you're going to love the low-carb, high-protein, bacony crunch. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB today. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous. Learn more at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
We take whiskey seriously. Taste the difference of a hand-selected bourbon at your local lodge, like the Twin Peaks Buffalo Trace Barrel Select.
Hey guys, do you know what makes Revive Men's Health San Antonio different? You. Every Revive treatment and medication is personalized just for you. Revive has the experts that guys go to when their current treatment isn't working. They have a complicated medical condition, or they're just not happy with their daily performance. Since 2011, they've helped thousands of local men suffering with the symptoms of low T and ED. Their goal is simple: to get to the bottom of your issues and fix them. Your best performance requires more than generic ED medications or a low-dose testosterone booster at a low-ball price like you find online. Revive medications are custom compounded, affordable, and guaranteed to resolve your issues. Stop dealing with the symptoms of low T or ED. Book your T-check and exam today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit us at revivemenshealth.com.
It's the Hendon Mob Series. It's the Fall Classic Series. 11 different events, September 25th through October 22nd. You know I'm only talking about one place. You know I'm talking about SA Card House, the premier card house in San Antonio. And their Fall Classic Series is going to be a doozy. We're talking about big-time, no-limit hold'em tournaments. Also, they're going to keep the free roll in there for the little guys like myself. But we're talking about 1,000 guaranteed, 15,000 guaranteed, 50, and all the way up to 200,000. SACardhouse.com. Check it all out yourself. It is the premier card house. And when you're playing this much poker, you know you're going to have to get over to Foster's Bar and Grill, get you a little something to eat, get you a little something to drink to kind of refuel yourself. Check it out at SACardhouse.com. The Hendon Mob Series. It's the Fall Classic Series at the premier card house in San Antonio. SACardhouse.com. SACardhouse.com.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax. 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
You know, I've been telling you for a little while now that I had lens replacement surgery at Parkhurst New Vision, and I'm so proud to tell you about that because, well, I see better now than I've seen in 30 years. It has completely changed my life. I was tired of dragging my readers around, didn't know where they were half the time, and it was really embarrassing asking people for help at a restaurant just to read the menu. I don't have to do that anymore. In fact, I help others now read the menu, and it is all thanks to Parkhurst New Vision. Look, if you're tired of dragging those readers around, want to get rid of the glasses, give them friends at Parkhurst New Vision a call. 585-2020. You can also check them out online at sanantoniolasik.com. They offer a variety of services like the lens replacement surgery I had. They also do LASIK. In fact, they were voted best LASIK in San Antonio, and they do cataract surgery all of which are going to change the way you see the world. Call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020.
The Jim Rome Show.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Ryan Eggles on vacation. I'm Jason Minix, talking Cowboys at Niners with you. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 on Twitter, X, at Jason Minix. Comment at SA Sports Stars YouTube channel. So subscribe to that, San Antonio Sports Stars YouTube channel. Stephen Jones, he'll join us here on the Blitz in about 10 minutes. Daniel's been on hold a while. Daniel, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Jason? Love the show. Thanks for taking my call, man. Just wanted to talk a minute about, I think Dak, I know another caller said to be flawless. As you pointed out, it's damn near impossible, right? I think he needs to take some risks and throw the deep ball. I think 3 or 4 deep balls in the game, maybe draw pass interference, connect on a couple of those. But I think playing it safe and throwing it check downs and throwing short passes aren't going to get it done on this San Francisco secondary. I'm a San Francisco fan. And that deep ball is something that my secondary is something that I'm afraid of. I'm going to have to be honest with you.
Well, and I appreciate the honesty. And I think the reality is, this is where you go back to, are you making excuses or legitimate reasons? I mean, they didn't bring in Brandon Cooks not to run the deep ball, right? CeeDee Lamb can get down the field. There's guys that can do it. I just think with some of the offensive line issues, they've either been reluctant to even try, but also with the big leads, they haven't needed to do it all that much. And I do think trying to come back against Arizona, the issues on the offensive line, the way Mike McCarthy was calling that game, I don't think he thought that offensive line can hold up. All 5 starting offensive linemen for the Cowboys, the projected starting 5, practiced today to some degree. The expectation is maybe we see all 5, including Tyron Smith at left tackle against Bosa. I like that. Then you got Tyler Smith, Biotish, and then, of course, the right side with Zach and Terrence Steele. I think for the first time all year, we might see the starting 5 offensive linemen, and that's going to give Mike McCarthy a lot more confidence to run some plays like that. I mean, again, Brandon Cooks, I thought was going to have more impact on this offense that we haven't seen yet. Now, we're 4 games in. He still has plenty of time to make that kind of impact, but to be honest with you, I'm surprised. Him and CeeDee Lamb both. But I think some of the lopsided games have really taken away some of the opportunity that you might typically see. And the amount of passes to the tight ends, the check downs to the running backs, which again are all part of the West Coast / Tex Coast offense that the Cowboys want to do. And you hear Joe and I and Rob and Rudy a lot of times refer back to this is what we saw in Oxnard, because that's why we go to training camp, right? What we saw in Oxnard is what you're just talking about. A lot of deep passes, or not a lot, but a lot of deep passes, the ability to try to go over the top. They've got the ability to do that. They've got the plays, at least in the playbook. I do wonder, though, again, reason or excuse, with the issues at the offensive line, are they not calling those plays for the obvious reasons, or because of the big leads, they haven't had a need to do that? I mean, and coaches are weird dudes, man. Coaches, they might have something they want to do and say, well, I'm not going to show that right now. There's no point of showing that play or that formation or this or that with this big lead. We'll save that as a surprise for next week. And then you get other coaches that, well, we got a big lead. Let's have a little fun. Let's show this look. Let's show that look. Because if that takes 10 minutes of practice of them working on that particular look, you've done something, even though if you have no intention of ever running that again. And yes, coaches do that kind of stuff. It's nuts. And they think about that. So we haven't seen it yet. Outside of the Arizona game, they haven't needed those deep passes yet. But with Arizona, he had 3 backup offensive linemen. Were they worried that offensive lineman would hold up long enough for Dak to have the protection for those guys to get downfield and get open. The things that I'm waiting to see are the rollouts. Put Dak on the run a little bit with a nice RPO, the naked boot, which I'd love to see down in the goal line. And we saw a lot of those kind of plays being practiced in Oxnard, and we haven't really seen those yet during this regular season. And yeah, if you get those offensive linemen back, maybe there's a couple more plays that they're a lot more comfortable in running. We know Dak can throw the deep ball. He's done it. It's the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We'll talk more about the Cowboys and Niners with Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys. He joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They have payment plans available, a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
It's Dallas Cowboys football on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This Sunday, it's the Cowboys and Niners at 6 p.m.
4th and goal, man in motion left to right, inside, a play action, bootleg to the left, Prescott all the way, runs it in for the touchdown, and he's fired up.
Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chunk Law, Ewald Kubota, Mother's Window Tint, Woods Comfort Systems, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, sports fans, this is Ultimate Vegas Insider John Anthony, and I'm on fire. To prove it, I'm releasing your Thursday Night Report, absolutely free on recorded message. Call 1-800-244-5506. I love tonight's matchup. Chicago-Washington is monster, side and total. Chicago-Washington, critical information confirmed, plus college football. That's 5 big plays. John Anthony has you covered. I love to go 5-0 free on recorded message. 1-800-244-5506. Information wins. John Anthony Sports, #1 against the spread. Chicago, Washington is huge. Call 1-800-244-5506. You want the information? I've got it. I love to go 5-0 the season free. Call the recorded message line 1-800-244-5506. Critical information confirmed. I've got it. 1-800-244-5506, or go to johnanthonysports.com.
Sponsored by JFSR Group.
Hustle up. We've got 8 more floors to go before lunch.
Sarusha's window washing business is reaching new heights.
Wipe, and let's roll.
They need more certified cleaners to keep online reviews crystal clear.
Team, I know we're hustling, but watch for streaks. Candace, can you give me a hand over here?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates, and you can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Picture a swimmer backstroking through a pool of lime jelly. Now picture yourself getting the new titanium iPhone 15 Pro. Now picture a lion and antelope hugging. Now picture yourself switching to Boost Infinite and getting the latest iPhone every year and unlimited wireless for just $60 a month. Now picture that swimmer again, but this time it's you, and the pool is full of iPhones and baby ducks. Boost Infinite. Infinitely better. Switch today. Just dial #250 and say Boost Infinite. Terms apply. After 30 gigabytes, service may be slowed. Receive a comparable iPhone model each year with an acceptable trade-in every year. Requires credit qualification and 36-month phone financing agreement. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from the station's network.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Bring smiles to all when shopping online with Dell Technologies Gift Guide. Whether it's for the artist, the entrepreneur, the student, or the streamer, you'll find the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Dell.com/gift guide makes gifting easy with a carefully curated selection of our best tech. Shop now to explore our innovative PCs like the XPS 13 laptop, powered by the latest Intel Core processors, plus this season's top accessories. Visit Dell.com/gift guide today to get a jump on your holiday gift list. That's Dell.com/gift guide.
The pandemic is over, but COVID-19 is here to stay. In fact, it's still among the top 5 leading causes of death in the U.S., just after heart disease and cancer. So this fall, stay up to date with the latest COVID-19 vaccines, just like you do with the flu, because you've got no time for 19. The vaccine may not be for everyone. Please consult with your doctor. Brought to you by Moderna.
Ever find yourself in a department store with a question, but you can't find anyone who actually works there, so you just wander? That's what it feels like when you call most banks. But at Frost, we have live customer service 24/7, so you can speak to a real human right when you call, every time you call. No phone tree, no bots, just help from a real human when you need it. It's about being there for you. It's about more than money. Frost Bank.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 7 and 9 with R&R in the morning.
I'm all about winning. So when it has to do with winning, then it's part of our operation, our messaging, and our outlook.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Joe Reinagel on vacation. I'm Jason Minix. Cowboys-Niners has been the talk all week. Let's talk about it now with Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys. And Stephen, appreciate the time. I know Mike McCarthy said earlier this week, it's not just another week, and I appreciate the honesty. What's the mood? I know it's week 5, but does it have a playoff feel around the facility this week?
Yeah, I think probably a fair way to characterize it. I mean, there's no question. There's no question marks about guys playing in games. I mean, you can just feel it that everybody's going to do anything and everything they can to be a part of this football game. Certainly the intensity and the attention to detail and everything that we're doing, you can feel it. And, we're playing a hell of a football team. We think we've got a hell of a football team, but this is why you're in the business, is to play games like this. And nothing but respect for the 49er organization, nothing but respect for Coach Shanahan and his staff, and certainly John Lynch and the team they put together. So, like I said, this is why you get in it. And we've had some big playoff games, which unfortunately we've been on the short end of, but they've been, they've been battles. But we certainly want to get over the hump here, and we're going to have to go out there and play top-notch football. But I think our guys are focused in and ready to do what they have to do.
Tyron Smith and Zach Martin, full participants today in practice for the first time this year, and it seems like forever. All the projected starting 5 offensive linemen could be available to you on Sunday night. How does that change the way the offense will work? In the offense, will Mike McCarthy be able to call like some deep passes for Dak Prescott?
Well, I think let's start with the fact I'd compliment all the guys who've been playing, whether it's a Chuma or some of our young college free agents who stepped up, TJ Bass, and that crew did a really good job, and they really served the role of next man up and did a good job. But no question, when you got the guys who you're paying the money to, and certainly there's a reason why they make more than others or were first round picks. It's because obviously we think that's our top group, and agree with you. It just allows you to open up and not have to be in any way conservative in terms of opening up the playbook, and whether that's Dak feeling good about holding the ball a little longer and maybe letting some guys work their routes, whatever that may mean, running the ball. I think it makes a big difference in the red zone. All those things, give you an opportunity when you got your 5 guys up front that were, the 5 you were counting on starting from the get-go. It's it's great to have those guys back, and certainly, they're going to play well. But the other thing, hopefully as we move forward, that'll be something that's more on a regular basis. They can get the continuity and also not only play well against the 49ers, but only improve as we move forward.
Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys joining us here on the Blitz. On the defensive side, I know we all were holding our breaths last week when we saw Micah rolling around a little bit and limping. He could have my ankle, Stephen, if he needs it. But what's the overall health of the defense, which certainly has a tall task in front of them on Sunday night?
Well, other than the obvious Diggs, who won't be back the rest of the year, our defense is healthy. Micah's in great shape. Just feel really good about the group that's going to go work out there. Obviously, Ron Bland stepped up in a big way this last week, and Jordan Lewis has stepped up in Bland's spot to take over what was maybe bad word, but rightfully his in terms of where he's played for the last 4 or 5 years for us, made big plays on big stages. He's picking right up where he left off. So, feel really good about this defense. And let me tell you something, you won't have to loan your ankles, because Jerry and I will be at the front of the line loaning our ankles to Micah as well. Hopefully, though, we can find better thoroughbreds than Jerry and I to help him if he needs it.
And put my name in there, too. You really didn't want mine, but it's available to you if you need it. Stephen, speaking of, I know Rico Dowdle had the hip injury, and there was some concern there. But it looks like he's going to be okay. And then there's a lot of different stories out there that maybe the Cowboys need to add a running back. How often are you looking at what running backs could be available to you, either through trade or other means?
We're actually not. We feel really good about Rico. Obviously, there was a little scare there that would have changed the narrative some. But, we got Malik Davis on the practice squad who kept us from moving Rico up last year because he was playing so well. So, and then we got Deuce Vaughn, who's, we hadn't quite gotten him in the situations. Mike will be the first to tell you in terms of the game plan, getting him in some open space where he can make some plays. But we feel really good about our running back situation. Obviously, we think we got, I didn't mention him, but the best in the business, and one of the best, and Tony Pollard, who's off to a great start. I think showing everybody, that he's capable of touching the ball 25, 30 times a game, and being able to handle that workload.
Absolutely. Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys. Go get us a win on Sunday night there at San Francisco.
Thanks a lot, guys. Great being on.
Appreciate it. Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. What are you laughing at, James Pledger?
I was just laughing at his description of Deuce Vaughn. It sounds very, very similar to something.
Similar to what?
I don't know, kind of a gadgety player that you would get out in space.
Ryan Eagle's not here. You can say that. Well, look, I mean, I think they wanted to have him as a regular running back, and he ain't. So can he be a gadget guy? Now you got 2 gadget guys because you got one in Turpin, right? So the need there, although that was a surprisingly direct answer from Stephen Jones, that they are not looking at other running backs. And I don't know if I appreciate the honesty, if he is being honest, or was that just a straight up lie? But I mean, I expected the we're always
24/7,
looking
365.
24/7. No, we're not looking. Well, what do you mean you're not looking? I mean, there are guys that look like they could be available, that could be an upgrade. I mean, things with the Jets aren't working out for Dalvin Cook. Breece Hall's no longer on a pitch count. Aaron Rodgers ain't coming back this season, despite what he might tell you. If you're Dalvin Cook, are you all right? Well, this wasn't the right decision. Cordell Patterson, his life ain't the same because of that Bijan Robinson guy. Is he available? I love what I'm getting at with Tony Pollard. And the reality is you need a good backup. When Rico Dowdle got hurt last week, there was an oblique moment because one of the concerns, you go back and SASportsStar.com, listen to the audio vault powered by AA Best Bail Bonds for months. I've been talking about the depth at the running back position. I am fine with Tony Pollard as RB1. I'm not fine with who's behind him. And several months ago, you go to May, when I was like, Rico Dowdle is the best running back not named Tony Pollard on the roster. And a lot of you people thought I was nuts. Malik Davis. It's Rico Dowdle, who there's a reason they have kept him around all these years is because they like that guy. But he hasn't been able to stay healthy. And then he got hurt last week. And that's my biggest concern. Deuce Vaughn, I'm done with that experiment. Unless, of course, you want to go gadget guy. Malik Davis, I like Malik. But last year when Tony Pollard snapped his leg in San Francisco, they didn't trust Malik to hand them the ball. And then they put Zeke at center. I don't know sometimes. I mean, I don't know. The other thing, and Pledge, I don't know how quickly we can pull what we heard from Stephen Jones, but I think Stephen Jones did just tell us that some of the offensive things that a lot of you are complaining about are a byproduct of the offensive line issues. Roll your eyes or not. I think that was a very politically correct way of saying, well, I mean, those guys have done a really nice job for us, but yeah, there's no limitations when our starting five are out there. I mean, and those guys have done well. But I do wonder if that's caused Mike McCarthy and his play calling to be on the more conservative side, where you don't take chances, where, I'd love to call this route right now, but can I get 3.5 seconds out of these guys and not get Dak Prescott killed? You're playing the long game in that situation. September, October versus November, December, January, hopefully into February. To me, I think we just heard that from Stephen Jones, that you get those guys out there and, yeah, they are going to be able to call some plays that they haven't called to this point in the season. You heard from Stephen? Let's hear from you. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. You can tweet X at Jason Minix, at SA Sports Star. If you're watching on YouTube, you could always comment there. Cowboys-Niners coming up Sunday night, and the game that you can listen to here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Cowboys broadcast with Brad Sham and Babe Laufenberg here on 94.1. The national broadcast will be over on ESPN AM 1250, brought to you by Flight by Yingling. And it is the game of the week of the year, of the century. And when you look at this game and you get all 5 offensive linemen back, what that might do for the play calling. And I say might because until we see it, we don't know. But I think we just got a really good answer from Stephen Jones on that question. It'll be interesting to see if Mike McCarthy gets into that tomorrow morning when he is on with Rob and Rudy, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. Because I look at this game for the Cowboys, and I ask you the question, is this more on Prescott or is this more on the Cowboys defense? If Dallas is going to go in and get a win at San Francisco, how are they going to do it? Clearly, Dak has to play well if they're going to get a win. But I still think it comes down more on the defense. And outside of the loss of Diggs, as you just heard from Stephen Jones, everybody's healthy, and that includes a Micah Parsons. The defense, in my mind, and it's a flashback to Arizona, they can't let San Francisco run all over them. They can't. And they've got to be able to tackle well, which they didn't tackle James Conner well against Arizona. And I don't know, I think that Christian McCaffrey guy's pretty good, especially compared to James Conner. Conner's good. He's no CMC. And then I think about the receivers that Arizona has. So I can't think of any of their names, but none of them are as good as a Brandon Ayuk or a Deebo Samuel. The Cowboys are going to have to get it done. And that Purdy guy's pretty good, especially compared to a Dobbs, although I think Dobbs might run better than Brock Purdy. But decision-making, Brock Purdy is going to get and make the right decisions. And that's kind of the weird matchups when you look at the strengths and the weaknesses and how do they match up. The Cowboys' calling card on defense is the pass rush. They play man coverage, and they get after the quarterback. The problem with that is Brock Purdy is really, really, really good against man coverage, and he's been really good when facing pressure. And a big part of that is his reads, his pre-snap reads are spot on. Kid is smart, and it gets rid of the ball so quick. That's part of the West Coast offense. That's what Kyle Shanahan likes to do. And you think about Shanahan and Dan Quinn when they were together in Atlanta, those guys know each other well and the tendencies. So you're going to have so much gamesmanship and second guessing going on. From that standpoint, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But I think this Dallas Cowboys defense is going to have to get some stops, get a takeaway or two, and limit the damage. I mean, obviously, Dak Prescott's going to have to play well and can't turn the ball over. But this year, Dak Prescott has not been a turnover machine. Through 4 games, only 1 interception. And you look around the league, how many quarterbacks have no interceptions through 4 games? Yeah, C.J. Stroud in Houston is right up there. Off to an incredible start. But 1 interception through 4 games. Hell, Patrick Mahomes threw 2 the other night against the New York Jets. Jalen Hurts already has 3. Think about Matt Stafford against San Francisco. Didn't he have 2 in that game? If I remember right. So, I mean, Dak can't turn the ball over, and they've got to run the ball well with Tony Pollard. But I still think this comes down to the Cowboys' defense. Can they get off the field? Can they tackle? Can they limit the yak yardage? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Hey, Mingo, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, Jason, thanks for taking my call, man. Appreciate it. Love the show, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Hey, I agree with you about the defense. It's going to really come down to our defense. I think our defense can stop them. I'm not worried about the run. The reason Cardinals was an anomaly. That's because they have an RPO quarterback. When we face an RPO quarterback like Hurts and Dobbs, that's when they struggle on defense. But when it's a drop back passer like Purdy or Danny Dimes like that, that's when we excel. So as long as we can keep Purdy in the pocket, we'll have a chance. I just think we need to play more press coverage because if they're going to be dinking and dunking, I see our guys, they like to play off a little bit and react. And that's when they get in trouble because most of the time they're fast enough to react real good. But if we play a little more press, if we're hitting those guys five yards off the line, taking away short passes like that, we should do better. I mean, our defense held us in the game. The playoff game last year was a very low scoring game. If we just play a real tight defense, at least keep us in the game.
Well, and that's it. And, one of the things, Mingo, appreciate the call. Like you're saying, jam guys at the line of scrimmage. San Francisco uses a lot of motion. About 75% of their plays, they have some kind of And they do that to try to create mismatches. And, Brock Purdy is, really good against the pressure, and he's really good against man defense. And a big part of that is because of the motion, the mismatches that they're creating. And that's where I say, it's obviously the Cowboys want to put pressure. That's what the Cowboys like to do. But when you do that and you're playing man on man, you've got to be a good tackling team, because yards after the catch, as good as the Cowboys defense has been, that one area where they struggle, quite frankly, where they suck, is where San Francisco is so great. San Francisco leads the NFL in yak yardage. They led the NFL last year. Right now, fifth in total yards after the catch, which is, in the Cowboys defense, 21st and 30 in the two categories. That's the one area where I look at, and you go back to 2021 when Dan Quinn became the coordinator, that's the one area that you go, you look for the mismatch. The Cowboys have to be a good, clean tackling team, and that's what they've been. And can you fix that in a week? The attention to detail. And talking to Stephen Jones earlier, he talked about it this week. You could tell it's got a different feel around the facility. It's October, but this is a game with a playoff feel to it. Back to the phones. Joe, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man? Yo, Joe. Joe? Joe going once? Joe going twice. 3 and out for Joe. You can hear him. Maybe hear something. I don't know. Sometimes you get that, and people are listening on the radio, and so you try to give them long enough to realize there's a delay. See, we have a delay, so if you call in and you say a bad word, unless you're listening online, you don't hear it. Now, it's weird how the delay system works, because you could say a bad word. Like I could say a word right now, and Pletz could push a little button over there. We call it the dump button. Now, if you're listening on the internet or watching on YouTube, you would hear it because the dump isn't connected there, but the FCC doesn't regulate that. But over the air, it would be different. Although I do anticipate some of those rules changing. I was sitting in my office earlier today watching Pat McAfee, and I heard the S word 3 different times. And I thought, I know he's got to be careful with the F word, and they're running him on a delay. They are trying to catch them all, but with some dudes, you just can't. But yesterday, we had the S word said by Wemby. Now, we played it for you, but we had to bleep it out because we still have to play by the rules. A different set of rules, apparently, for Pat McAfee. But maybe eventually we'll all realize that they're using that kind of language in the 3rd grade now, I think. Or at least that's what I see on TikTok. And you watch TV. I mean, I started watching Suits the other day. Yes, I know I'm late to the party on Suits. I know I'm late to the party. But every time I turn on Netflix, they show me that lady and she's not wearing a whole lot. And it's like, watch Suits. Okay, finally I did. Why didn't anybody tell me that's a great show? I mean, honestly, why didn't anybody tell me that was a great show? Now, I think I'm only 3, maybe 4 episodes in. It's 8 seasons. I'll never catch up. I mean, like tonight, I probably could get 2 or 3 more episodes done, but I'll subject myself to watching the Bears in Washington play football.
I mean, you'll catch up because they're not putting stuff out on top of it. Suits is done.
Well, I really, and I didn't know that's the queen.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Isn't she the queen or the princess or whatever she is? I already forgot her name. Whatever. She's part of the royal family.
Yeah. Well, they recused themselves from the royal.
Dude, I don't keep up with all that crap. So she's not?
I mean, Prince Harry and the Duchess of Sussex or something like that.
Dude.
But they're removed themselves and their titles. They didn't want to be.
So they quit the royalty?
Yeah.
I mean, I knew that. I didn't realize that's her.
Yeah, that's her.
Oh, okay.
Meghan Markle.
Yeah, that's her. That's her name. So she's not the queen?
Mm-mm.
All right. My wife was trying to give me the download on that, and I paid about as much attention to her telling me that as I just did.
about as much attention as she pays to you when you try and explain the Cowboys and why the pass rush broke down?
You know, she doesn't ask questions she doesn't care about the answer to.
Fair enough.
I mean, yeah. How was your show?
You don't even get
You really
the
want to know?
sympathy?
This was the top. Yeah, I don't really care. You know, like she works in a hospital. I don't want to hear gross stuff. Not that I don't care about your day. I don't want details. I don't want to know details because most of the stories are gross. Yep. That's what it boils down to. It is the Blitz here on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. C.J. Stroud off to a hell of a start to his NFL career. We'll talk about that with John McClain coming up at 5:15 here on the Blitz on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. But right now we've got some tickets to give away to go see. Who are we giving away tickets to? Chris Tucker.
It's up to you.
Yeah, well, it says right here, Chris Tucker, his comedy special, Majestic Theater, November 2nd. You want to go see Chris Tucker? Be caller number 9, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you don't win the tickets, you could always buy them at livenation.com.
San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hey, sports fans, this is Ultimate Vegas Insider John Anthony, and I'm on fire. To prove it, I'm releasing your Thursday Night Report, absolutely free on recorded message. Call 1-800-244-5506. I love tonight's matchup. Chicago-Washington is monster, side and total. Chicago-Washington, critical information confirmed, plus college football. That's 5 big plays. John Anthony has you covered. I love to go 5-0 free on recorded message. 1-800-244-5506. Information wins. John Anthony Sports, number 1 against the spread. Chicago-Washington is huge. Call 1-800-244-5506. You want the information? I've got it. I love to go 5-0 over the season free. Call the recorded message line 1-800-244-5506. Critical information confirmed. I've got it. 1-800-244-5506 or go to johnanthonysports.com.
Sponsored by JFSR Group.
Boot Barn honors a Western legacy built by those who persevere through resourceful determination. Ariat honors that same legacy by bringing innovative technology to classic pieces. Driven by a dedication to the craft, Ariat blends timeless Western artistry with advanced performance features for the modern cowboy and rodeo athlete. Out west, ingenuity is second to none. Ariat at Boot Barn.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar is San Antonio's home for all things sports, drinks, and games. 7 days a week happy hour, sports on all HD screens, and plenty of arcade games. With 5 area locations, North Star, Nacogdoches, Medical Center, St. Mary's Strip, and Thousand Oaks. Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar has you covered for any occasion, catering to you and delivering San Antonio memories for over 10 years. Slackers, San Antonio's home for all things sports, drinks, and games. Follow Slackers on Facebook for events and specials.
Now is the best time to buy a Kinetico water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if you've recently experienced an injury, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Arasti is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, Arasti accepts most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
This Sunday, the big game is finally here as the Cowboys take on the 49ers, and we're pre-gaming at Twin Peaks. Join us this Sunday at the Twin Peaks Live Oak location starting at 3. Frosty 29-degree beers, tasty bites made from scratch out of the kitchen, and the beautiful Twin Peaks girls. Plus, we've got your chance to win Shine Down and Papa Roach tickets. So come Sunday Fun Day with us as we broadcast live at the Twin Peaks Live Oaks location. With wall-to-wall screens, there's never a bad seat in the house. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Your home for the Cowboys.
Prescott all the way, runs it in for the touchdown.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
We have NFL football tonight, Thursday night. We get the winless Chicago Bears taking on Washington in a game you can listen to here on 94.1 beginning at 6:30. Justin Verlander will get the game one start for the Astros in game one of the ALDS Saturday. The Texas Rangers, they'll open up their ALDS on the road Saturday at Baltimore.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Joe Reinagel, he has the day off. Has the whole week off for that matter. He's on vacation. I'm Jason Minix. You can always be a part of the show. 210-656-ESPN. 656-3776. Tweet X at Jason Minix at SA Sports Star. If you're watching on YouTube, you can always comment there. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. The Houston Texans off to a far better start than I think most thought. And big part of that is the play of rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud. We'll get into that in about 15 minutes. John McClain will join us. But I think about what C.J. Stroud has done this year. And it's so reminiscent of what we saw from when Dak Prescott started his season. And I know James Fledger today, our great producer and resident Houston Texans fan, made a video today that's on all of our San Antonio Sports Star social channels, asking the ridiculous question, who would you rather have, C.J. Stroud or Dak Prescott? Now, nowhere in the video does he technically say that he thinks C.J. is better than Dak, but everything that he says implies that. It does. And as great of a start as C.J. Stroud is out, comparing him to Dak at this point, it just screams little brother. I hope C.J. Stroud delivers the way the Texans. Oh, I mean, they're exciting now between the coach and the quarterback and a lot of those young players. What C.J. Stroud has done has been impressive. 0 interceptions in his first 151 pass attempts. That's third most in the league. Pass attempts without interception to start a career behind who? Dak Prescott is number 1 on that list. Tua, by the way, number 2. DJ can take over number one on that list. At 151, he might get that this weekend against a decent Atlanta team. I like Houston in this game this weekend on the road. The way they've been playing, especially on the defensive side, the way they've been playing. And that's why I like them as we sit here right now, and we'll see if John McClain is able to change my mind. But CJ's just been solid this year. Dak Prescott, as James said in his video, CJ's got a higher ceiling. Duh. He's 4 games into his NFL career. He's on the first floor looking at the skyrise building. Of course, CJ has a higher ceiling than Dak Prescott. We know what we have with Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott's been a great regular season quarterback. Dak Prescott hasn't gotten it done in the postseason. And that's where it's got to get done. And I've said it a gazillion times since last year's playoff loss to San Francisco. Dak's got to get it done in the playoffs, or the Cowboys need to move on. We have enough. We know what we have. You look at bizarre stats. Dak Prescott has the highest winning percentage for a quarterback that has never made a conference championship game. Tony Romo's number 2 on that list. I think it's the curse of Jimmy Johnson. Put that man in the ring of honor.
While I'm alive?
Yes, while you're alive. Is that not one of the more bizarre stats? I mean, both really, really, really good quarterbacks. Neither have gotten it done when it matters most. And that's in the postseason. 12-win regular seasons. If that doesn't result in at least a conference championship game, who gives a damn? I mean, you think about like how good the Atlanta Braves were under Bobby Cox, won World Series. But boy, they got a lot of division championship T-shirts and hats. Dak Prescott's had the gig long enough. Now it's about playoff results. I know what you can do in the regular season. You've proven that. Can you get it done in the playoffs? And you look at a game like tomorrow night. This is a game, or tomorrow night, Sunday night, this is a game that has a playoff-like feel. And it's strange because while it has a playoff-like feel, I don't necessarily know if I think Dak Prescott's got to be the one to go win this one. I think on Sunday night, it's more about the Cowboys defense, and they can they slow down that great San Francisco offense enough? To me, it's Sunday night is more about the Cowboys defense. You think about what Arizona did to the Dallas defense. And you think about San Francisco's offense. You think about the weak areas of the Cowboys defense and the San Francisco offense. If the Cowboys get out of San Francisco with a win on Sunday, it's going to be because of that defense. Now, Dak Prescott can't screw it up. He still has to play well. Don't get me wrong. And maybe we'll see some different play calling with all 5 offensive linemen if they're able to go. I mean, they got through today's practice. Today's, what, Thursday? Friday's kind of a walkthrough. Then the Cowboys have a solid practice on Saturday. They'll get on a plane and then head to San Francisco. But if the projected starting 5 offensive linemen are good to go on Sunday night, that's Tyron Smith at left tackle, Tyler Smith at guard, Biotish, Zach Martin, and Terrence Steele. If those 5 can go, I think we'll see different play calling. I asked Stephen Jones that earlier today here on the Blitz, and he said, yeah, you're going to see the Cowboys trying to take some of those deep shots.
Well, I think let's start with the fact I'd compliment all the guys who've been playing, whether it's a Chuma or some of our young college free agents who stepped up, TJ Bass, and that crew did a really good job, and they really served the role of next man up and did a good job. But no question, when you got money too, and certainly there's a reason why they make more than others or were first-round picks. It's because obviously we think that's our top group, and agree with you. It just allows you to open up and not have to be in any way conservative in terms of opening up the playbook, and whether that's Dak feeling good about holding the ball a little longer and maybe letting some guys work their routes, whatever that may mean, running the ball. I think it makes a big difference in the red zone. All those things, give you an opportunity when you got your 5 guys up front that were, the 5 you were counting on starting from the get-go. It's it's great to have those guys back, and certainly, they're going to play well. But the other thing, hopefully as we move forward, that'll be something that's more on a regular basis. They can get the continuity and also not only play well against the 49ers, but only improve as we move forward.
Absolutely. And again, the 5 best guys that you've had that you've paid are going to be there. And you heard Stephen Jones. Dak can hang on to the ball a little bit longer, a little bit more developing routes downfield. Brandon Cooks, welcome to the party. Hope you'll shine on Sunday night in a game that you can listen to here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. John McClain joins us next. We'll talk C.J. Stroud and the Texans here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're shopping for a new vehicle, you need to go see my friends at Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex. Very easy for me to tell you about and recommend Ancira because I am a longtime Ancira customer, and it's because of their great customer service before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. That great customer service is why Ancira's been a top family-run dealership in San Antonio for decades. And price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira I-10 Auto Complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
It's Thursday Night Football tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Bears and Commanders battle it out tonight at 6:30. Presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I'm hitting the road with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Rizep, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. And Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Ron had a tax problem he just couldn't handle on his own.
I owed the IRS taxes for over 5 years, but I didn't have any money to pay the taxes.
Those years cost him dearly.
Most of it was fees and interest. It was horrible.
Ron finally called in the pros.
I called Optima Tax Relief, and boy, am I happy I did.
The leading tax resolution firm, Optima, is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. They've resolved over $1 billion for their clients. Ron was overjoyed.
They settled my account with IRS. I was ecstatic. They are a lifesaver. They are. I am so happy.
Take Ron's advice and call Optima now for a free consultation.
Yeah, don't do like I did and wait. Call Optima Tax Relief. Do it now. You'll be ecstatic like me.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo and auto security headquarters. You got to get to Mother's Window Tint right now, because if you do, it's National Pizza Month. And we're going to give you a free 18-inch one-topping pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria. Go to Mother's Window Tint today and get your windows tinted. Buy an alarm system and make sure you get a free pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria while you're there. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Mob Series Classic Series, 11 different events, September 25th through October 22nd. You know I'm only talking about one place. You know I'm talking about SA Card House, the premier card house in San Antonio, and their Fall Classic Series is going to be a doozy. We're talking about big-time no-limit hold'em tournaments. Also, they're going to keep the free roll in there for the little guys like myself, but we're talking about 1,000 guaranteed, 15,000 guaranteed, 50, and all the way up to 200,000. SACardhouse.com. Check it all out yourself. It is the premier card house. And when you're playing this much poker, you know you're going to have to get over to Foster's Bar and Grill, get you a little something to eat, get you a little something to drink to kind of refuel yourself. Check it out at SACardhouse.com. The Hendon Mob Series. It's the Fall Classic Series at the premier card house in San Antonio. SACardhouse.com. SACardhouse.com.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Guys, your testosterone level can impact your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Book your testosterone level check at Revive Men's Health San Antonio. They're the local experts with guaranteed treatments for low T and ED. There are no lab fees. All your tests are included, and many patients find Revive more affordable than their insurance deductibles and copays. Book your testosterone level check today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
With fall appliance savings at the Home Depot, we'll get your kitchen clicking. With new Samsung refrigerators with extra large capacities, or dishwashers with space-saving solutions that can fit so much you won't need the kitchen sink. Plus, with convenient shopping in-store and online, your savings are just a click away. Get up to $2,000 off select kitchen bundles. The Home Depot. How doers get more done. Pricing valid September 28th through October 18th. Cash range extra. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
This week at Macy's, find your signature fall look with big savings on incredible specials, like 30 to 50% off cool weather coats for him and her, 40 to 60% off designer suits and blazers he can dress up or down, and 30 to 40% off this season's must-have boots and shoes during the Great Shoe Sale. Or use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 20% off more great deals at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Friday on R&R in the morning. RJ Ochoa joins us a little after 7 o'clock, but we're bearing the lead. Of course, Mike McCarthy gets here early and stays late. We're getting ready for Cowboys. We're getting ready for Longhorns. We're getting ready for Aggies. We're getting ready for it all. Now back to the Blitz. Jason, you've had a hell of a week. It's time to celebrate. The day that ends in Y, let's celebrate. Why not? Not quite yet Friday. I don't know if Rob realizes that. It is the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. As I know it's not Friday yet because every Thursday we get to visit with the great John McClain, who joins us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Ryan Eagle's on vacation, John, a football season wedding, but it's in Cabo. And I think that's why he decided to go, because football season weddings shouldn't be allowed unless, of course, it's at a great beach resort.
Well, good for him. I'm sure he took one for the team to go down there, and it must be a hardship for him to have to do that. So, but I hope somehow he's able to enjoy himself.
I would imagine he's doing what he can to have fun down there at Cabo, although missing a great week with Texas OU on Saturday, Alabama A&M, and then, Cowboys Niners on Sunday night, baseball playoffs. And, don't look now, but the Houston Texans, John, playing good football.
They won 2 in a row. They won by 20. They won by 20 at Jacksonville. They beat Pittsburgh here by 24. Most lopsided victory by a Houston team over the Steelers since the Oilers in 91. And they're getting a lot of well-deserved recognition around the country. And going over there every day, Jason, is so much more fun because everything is so positive and upbeat because of the atmosphere. And going in two other three teams in the in the my goodness, in the AFC South. They're in the best physical condition they've been in this season. They get a lot of players back, not all of them, but both their tackles are back. Laramie Tunsil, left tackle, Titus Howard, right tackle. They get back their nickel corner, Tavier Thomas, and I told Laramie Tunsil, you guys, him and Titus Howard got some big shoes to fill, because the third string left tackle and the third string right tackle, who had to start, contributed to C.J. Stroud not being sacked in each of the last two games. And that was so impressive, because Sunday, T.J. Watt came in with 6 sacks to lead the league, and the Steelers came in with 13. Watt had no sacks. He had only one hit on the quarterback and 2 tackles. So they have done a great coaching job, and the players have done a tremendous job carrying out their plan in these last 2 games.
John McClain joining us here on the Blitz on the Buyers Barricades guest line. You think about the play of C.J. Stroud, and first 4 games, no interceptions. His ability to seemingly not make the same mistake twice. Now, game 1 against Baltimore, throw that out the window. Even against the Colts, and obviously the win against Jacksonville and last week against Pittsburgh. What is it about C.J. Stroud that has him playing so well this early into his rookie year?
We're all in shock, because you expect him to stumble a little bit, and he will. He'll throw interceptions. But right now, the most impressive thing about his performance is he hasn't thrown any bad balls that have been dropped by his receivers, or balls that the defensive backs had in their hand and dropped that should have been an interception. He's been incredibly poised. And like I say, we're talking about third-team people starting at every offensive line position other than right guard. And he's been able to throw on the run. He's thrown from the pocket. He gets rid of the ball quick. And he's got a good arm. And he talked early in the season about ball placement. And, man, he has done an outstanding job of that, and I've just been amazed. And his receivers, Nico Collins has emerged in his 3rd season. I'm doing a column right now for sportsradio610.com saying, could C.J. Stroud and Nico Collins develop into Matt Schaub, Andre Johnson, Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins? And the start that they're off to now has been pretty remarkable. And I'll tell you a stat that just blows me away. Stroud joins this group of quarterbacks as the only ones in NFL history to throw for at least 1,200 yards without an interception in their first 4 games. That group is Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes. What do they have in common? They're either in the Hall of Fame or going in the Hall of Fame. And then there's C.J. Stroud, who just turned 22 on Tuesday, and I asked him about being in that illustrious group, and he's so humble. He is a very good talker, and every time I talk to him, I like to listen to his answers. Now, often do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
And he was very humble about being with that group. And through 4 games, he has 2nd most yards in history to Cam Newton, and he's not going to have the most in 5 games, because Cam threw, I think, for 398 in his 5th game in 2011, but he's been amazing. 2nd franchise quarterback they've ever had to Deshaun Watson, and that development has happened way sooner than anybody could have anticipated.
John McClain joining us here on the Blitz, and you think about, another group that he's with, behind Dak and Tua, a number of attempts without an interception to start a career, and he's off to a great start. I'm curious down in Houston how Texans fans are handling the success with 2 straight wins. Because I got to tell you, here in San Antonio, Texans fans, both of them, James Pledger being one of them, not well. James put a video today on our station's social media saying, basically, Cowboy fans, who would you rather have, Dak Prescott or C.J. Stroud?
Well, at this point of their careers, you'd rather have Dak Prescott, because Dak is proven. But based on what they've showed this year, you'd rather have Stroud, because he's off to such a great start. And the game that the Cowboys have, this is a game that Dak's going to have to be his best this season are the best and most balanced team in the NFL, even more so than Philadelphia, and it's going to be great. They might be the first of two. How many times have they been in the NFC Championship game? 6 or 7, going back to when Staubach and John Brody were the quarterbacks, and it's just going to be a fantastic game. And I think San Francisco's defense is really good. It's not as dominant as Philadelphia's is up front, and it won't surprise me at all if the Cowboys win. 2 reasons: because the defensive line was able to get after Brock Purdy and rush him into throwing plays that he didn't before he wanted to throw the ball, or they actually get to him and get a strip sack or 2, and Dak will play his best game. And as far as the Texans going to Atlanta, Bijan Robinson, he's off to a great start. Falcons have lost 2 in a row. Do you know, Jason, the last time the Texans had a 3-game winning streak was 2018 when they won 9 in a row. I thought sure in 2019 they might have won 3 in a row when they won the division, but they didn't. So if they lose, it won't surprise me. The spread started 3.5. It's down to 1.5. But if they win, it won't surprise me either. And I can't remember the last time I said this about this team.
It's funny when you start diving in the numbers because, you see that it's been a while, 2018, but Atlanta hasn't started 3-0 at home since 2015. And in that year, they finished 4-4. So I'm looking at this Houston team, and I've said this a couple of times this week. I don't know that I would have said this in August and certainly not early September, but watching Houston play against Jacksonville, watching what they did to Pittsburgh, seeing Atlanta play, seeing New Orleans play, seeing Carolina play, I think you're looking at a good long 3, 4, maybe even 5-game win streak here. I think they go into the bye on a win streak.
Jeez, you sound like some of the media people here. I'm thinking, okay, what are the odds they're going to do that? Now, they could, based on what we've seen. All those NFC South teams are beatable, but they're also all capable of beating the Texans. Right now, I look at Carolina. They play at Carolina, and the Panthers are winless, and Bryce Young is struggling, even though he went to the bad teams. He went to one that won 7 games last year and has a veteran coaching staff led by Frank Reich, as opposed to the Texans, who have a rookie play caller and a rookie head coach. But if they can continue the thing they need to do better is run the ball. And it's hard to do it when you've had all those injured linemen, but that won't be an excuse. They ran it better against the Steelers and any team they played against. And if they get the running game going to help Stroud even more, that'll be more impressive. But their defense is coming off a really good game overall. Allowed the Steelers 225 yards and no touchdowns. And if they can somehow contain Bijan Robinson, they got a chance to win that game. And so it is right now. It's very positive. It's very exciting. People are already asking, can they win the AFC South? And I said, well, if you look at all 4 teams right now, where they've been and where they are, why not the Texans?
Why not? So are you picking Houston to win or lose this weekend against Atlanta?
I picked them to. The only game I've missed so far is I picked them to beat Indy, and they got beat by 11. But I picked them to win this one by 3. And if they lose, I'm going to call the McNair family and say, every time I pick y'all, you lose. How much will you pay me to not pick you anymore? And see if I can get $1 million or 2 out of it.
Hey, man, if you only 2, this is where you're greedy. I mean, if you get the McNairs have that and the couch cushion.
The only thing I'm ever greedy about, Jason, is food.
Well, that's true. But think about their couch cushion wallet as the buffet line there in the Texans press box. Because let's see, this would be 5 weeks in. You got 11 more weeks to go. $1 million a pick. I think you could be onto something. And then you go get dessert.
Yeah. I'll seriously consider that.
Why not? I mean, they'll tell you to put the bottle down, but why not?
Another thing, we got the Astros.
Oh, yeah.
The Astros, they're hosting the Twins. The Astros are 39-42 at home this year. No team with a losing record at home has ever won a World Series.
Thanks, John, for letting me down. John McClain. Radio610.com, the Utopia podcast. Make sure you follow him on Twitter at McClain_on_NFL. John, have a great weekend, man. Let me know how that call with the McNair. Do you call Janice or Cal for that?
I'm calling Cal, and please tell Joe, offer my condolences of having to go to Cabo on such a big football weekend. Thank you, Jason.
I'll let him know. John McClain joining us here on the Blitz, the legend that is. He's the best. Sad part is he would call Cal McNair and ask him that. See, and I think Cal is the right one to call. Janice, unless she's shopping, man, she could be she's not going to write that check. She's not going to do it. You think about this weekend. It is the 10-year party for the Roo Pub. They're throwing themselves a birthday party because they've turned into one of those legendary spots in a decade. And you think about the big parties that the Roo Pub is going to have this weekend. It starts on Friday night. On Friday night, 8 to close, all kinds of specials, just a big old party. Then on Saturday, starting at 11 a.m., and it's fun for the whole family. You can take the kids, you can take Wemby, you can take whoever. It doesn't matter. Just get out there Saturday from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m., inflatable obstacle courses, dollar sliders, all kinds of things happening on Saturday. I know where James Pledger is going to be because if there's an inflatable, James Pledger wants a part of it. And he will be at the Roo Pub on Saturday. And yes, that's exactly what I mean. For those of you that are questioning, that's exactly what I mean. The games are going to be fun for James too. But I mean, single guy does what he can do. And the Roo Pub with all the games on, Texas OU at 11, A&M Alabama at 2:30, the NFL on Sunday with the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. The Roo Pub is the spot to be. And it's their 10-year anniversary. They're celebrating all year, but this is the big party weekend for everybody at the Roo. So get out there Friday on. I'll show up after my high school game on Friday, and then Saturday is going to be a wild day. And if you want to see James Pledger making a fool of himself, show up at the Roo Pub. He's going to be there. The Roo Pub next to the Angry Elephant, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Texas A&M football is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday at 1:30 p.m. It's the Aggies and Bama in an SEC battle. Presented by Ewald Kubota, Just Pots, ABC Home and Commercial Services, the Angry Elephant, Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
At the Home Depot, Saturdays are about 2 things. The one-of-a-kind wood-fired flavor of a Traeger Ironwood XL grill. And football. That's right, Desmond Howard. Get fired up for the game in just a tap with Traeger's intuitive touchscreen. Then throw on your favorites and monitor the grill from anywhere with Wi-Fi technology. So you spend less time staring at the grill, which means more time for football. Upgrade your Saturday with Traeger and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
O'Reilly Auto Parts' new Brake Best Select Pro brand raises the bar for the best aftermarket domestic brake pads and rotors available. For vehicle-specific friction formulations, Quiet-Tech noise-canceling shims, and stainless steel hardware, choose Brake Best Select Pro. Professional-grade brakes from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. In the short amount of time I have to talk to you, I want you to remember 2 things. First, if you or a family member is injured in an auto collision, remember, you need to call an attorney as soon as you can after the collision. I don't have enough time to tell you the many, many reasons why, but trust me, the earlier you contact an attorney, the better. Second, when you call is as important as who you call. I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've been representing people injured in motor vehicle and trucking collisions for 28 years. Each placed their trust in me to do everything it takes to attain a just and fair recovery and to get honest, trustworthy legal advice. You can trust me to do the same for you. If you or a family member has been injured in an auto collision, call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400 or at my website, alawyerforus.com.
Hi, I'm Emmitt Smith, Hall of Famer and all-time leading rusher with exciting news.
Football legend Emmitt Smith talking about all new regenerative treatments for joint pain. From the
at QC Kinetics.
But did you know that you can encourage your body to actually heal itself with the help of QC Kinetics?
QC Kinetics uses biologic therapies that are natural, restorative, and long-lasting.
The body is an amazing thing. Trust me, I put mine through a lot.
Exciting new relief is here for pain from arthritis, knee pain, lower back pain, pain in your hips and shoulders.
I'm that guy. When you Google shoulder pain, my face pops up.
But you don't have to be sidelined by pain anymore. Call QC Kinetics to learn more about biologic therapies.
Don't let your joint pain keep you from doing the things you love. There's a new natural solution that patients are raving about.
QC Kinetics.
Let QC Kinetics help you improve your quality of life.
Call for your free consultation today. 210-571-0318. Don't wait. 210-571-0318. QC Kinetics. 571-0318.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com. Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is The Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Joe Reinagel on vacation. I'm Jason Minix. Thursday, NFL football tonight here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The football gods have blessed us with the Bears in Washington. You can listen to it beginning at 6:30 here on 94.1, brought to you by Flight by Yingling, but you also want to make sure you get your picks in. Our Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge at sasportstar.com. Get your weekly picks in, get that Thursday night game done. This is a tough one to pick tonight because weekly winners get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware over there on Thousand Oaks. The grand prize winner at the season ends, $1,000 worth of tickets to or from Awesome Tickets, whatever you want to go to. Concert, game, combination of both. You get $1,000 from Awesome Tickets, $1,000 worth of tickets. So sasportstar.com. You look at the leaderboard. James Pledger, our producer, currently tied for first. I'm tied for second, a game behind. So get your picks in. The Bears are winless. And these are picking straight up. So I think it's easy to go Washington here. But at some point, the Bears are going to trip into a win, right? Washington, well, they played great last week, lost. Again, they played great 2 weeks in a row on a short week. So many questions with Sam Howell. If you're looking at the spread, the line at 6. Straight up, I think Washington, the line, I might go the other way. Although, honestly, I'm staying away from this one just because I don't team anything. Football, two bad teams generally make a pretty good game, so we'll see what we have here. But again, sasportstar.com for the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. Those, you get that Thursday night game, got to get it in there. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Joshua, you're on the Blitz. Says you want to compare Dak and C.J. Stroud.
Hey, Jason. Yes, I do want to compare Dak and C.J. Stroud because C.J. Stroud is a way better quarterback than Dak Prescott.
Way better. See,
Prescott.
that's the problem, dude. You can't even have an argument. He's off to a great start. I'm sure you saw the Baltimore game. You didn't make that call after the Baltimore game. You didn't make that call after the Colts game. CJ is off to a great start. But you make people want to, by comparing, put him down a little bit. James Pledger, I think, is guilty of that today on the San Antonio Sports Star social channels. Now, James, you could say I didn't say that, but when you watch the video, when you listen to it, and you can open I'm sure you'll get into this coming up on Extra Innings with Pledger and defend. I never said that CJ was better, but everything you implied is that he is. And I'm excited that the Texans finally have a quarterback. I might honestly be more excited about what I'm seeing from C.J. Stroud than I was Deshaun Watson. And I was a big Deshaun Watson fan. And, even Matt Schaub and those Texans teams, I thought they were going to do more with J.J. Watt and Arian Foster in the backfield, the receivers that they have. I mean, you talk about disappointment, and every Texans fan will point to the Cowboys' failures. How those Texans teams didn't win more or at least get to an AFC championship game, quite frankly, is surprising. A guy that named T.J. Yates got you a playoff win, and you guys couldn't do anything with it. Those teams were loaded with Brian Cushing on defense, your head coach, back then, J.J. Watt, and they couldn't get it done. So pile on the Cowboys' failures, but, your short history has a lot of disappointment in it as well. Enjoy what you're getting out of C.J. The ceiling is there. The arrows are certainly pointing up. But Dak Prescott is not a trash quarterback. People like you, Joshua, talk about Dak Prescott like he's Mitch Trubisky, and he's not. The blemish, the biggest wart, and it's a big old pimple on the end of your nose, and you got to take your prom pictures, is he hasn't gotten it done in the playoffs. And that's what matters. But to say that a guy like CJ is way better than Dak, dude, it's just a dumb argument. It's how bar fights happen because of things like that. It's just not true. Now, 8 years in, will he exceed what Dak has done? It's possible. It's possible. But both of them are, you go back and you look at Dak's first 4 games, he was 4-0. CJ's 2-2. Just saying. If you want to compare like that, which is stupid, so I'm not even going to do it. But if you want to play that game, you'll lose every argument out there. And you look at Sunday night, Dak has to play well against the San Francisco 49ers. But even then, it's October. Dak needs to play well when they play San Francisco in January, because it does look like these teams are on a collision course to meet for a second time. And I would much rather have a January win than a win in, October. And if you're just looking at straight numbers, one thing that, you look at, the Cowboys have won 3 straight against San Francisco in the regular season. They've lost the last 2 to San Francisco. They were in the playoffs. I look at the defense for this game as being the determining factor. Cowboys defense has allowed 41 points all year. San Francisco scored over 30 in every game. What part of that is going to give? And the Cowboys will have, hopefully, as we sit here at 5:43 on a Thursday, all of their offensive line. Well, not all of them. Their 5 projected offensive linemen. It's a better way to phrase that. The 5 best offensive linemen. The projected starters from, May, June, July, Tyron at left tackle, Tyler at left guard, Tyler Biotish at center, and then Zach and Terrence on the other side. I look at that and sit there and go, all right, does that change some of the play calling for Dallas? Because one of the question marks is, when are they going to go over the top? They haven't really done that yet this season. Some of that might just be because the scores of the games haven't said to do that. Don't call those plays. You know, they had big wins. Their 3 wins have all been blowouts. You know, when the game they lost to Arizona, when you felt like they needed to, they had 3 backup offensive linemen in. So with your 5 best offensive linemen, I asked Stephen Jones earlier today on the Blitz, does that take some of the pressure off of Dak, in other words, and Mike McCarthy? Can they call plays where guys are going to go downfield and go over the top?
Well, I think let's start with the fact I'd compliment all the guys who've been playing, whether it's a Chuma or some of our young college free agents who stepped up, TJ Bass, and that crew did a really good job, and they really served the role of next man up and did a good job. But no question, when you got the guys who you're paying the money to, and certainly there's a reason why they make more than others or were first round picks. It's because obviously we think that's our top group, and agree with you. It just allows you to open up and not have to be in any way conservative in terms of opening up the playbook, and whether that's Dak feeling good about holding the ball a little longer and maybe letting some guys work their routes, whatever that may mean, running the ball. I think it makes a big difference in the red zone. All those things, give you an opportunity when you got your 5 guys up front that were, the 5 you were counting on starting from the get-go. It's, it's great to have those guys back. And certainly, they're going to play well. But the other thing, hopefully as we move forward, that'll be something that's more on a regular basis. They can get the continuity and also not only play well against the 49ers, but only improve as we move forward.
So did Steven just admit that they've been a little conservative with the play calling with those offensive linemen? That's kind of what I took about it. You don't have to be conservative. Dak can hang on to the ball a little bit longer because he knows the protection is going to be there. There's a much higher trust factor with those 5 offensive linemen than some of the other guys. And I'm glad Steven complimented them at the beginning because they did play well. Oh, man. A bummer. Breaking news. Bears legend Dick Butkus has passed away at the 80, the Hall of Famer. And that sucks. Dick Butkus. He's one of those guys, man. He's one of those guys. And if you ever had a chance to meet him in person, he's just one of those fun guys. And hell, his recent Twitter accounts, or Twitter account, X, whatever you call it, he was fun on Twitter. Was he 80? Some of those guys you just feel like live forever and should live forever. The great Dick Butkus passes away. It's the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Thursday afternoon, about this time. What do you want to do first?
Grilling with the Blitz, presented by Tri-County Meat Market.
Judge Meat. We tell you every week, sasportstar.com, if you're doing some grilling, and I tell you what, this is going to be a great grilling weekend. When you think about all the football on Saturday, Cowboys playing on a Sunday night, want to see those photos of what's on your grill, upload them to sasportstar.com. I do appreciate everybody that tweets me photos over the weekend, but that doesn't get you into the contest and into the running for the $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market. It doesn't. I appreciate the tweets, but if you want to win the gift card, you need to go to sasportstar.com, which I'm doing as we speak. I was looking at some of the entries, and this one is kind of interesting, as I've never done this, but I've thought about it. And it's called lollipop chicken, where basically you cut the tendons off the bottom, and I've seen some people wrap it in foil on the legs so that good white color. not sure the point other than you're cutting tenders and creating a nice bone, but it looks cool. And it looks like this guy, well, not looks like, he says in the meeting, in the description, he wrapped the chicken in bacon. So he didn't just barbecue chicken lollipop style, he wrapped it in bacon because bacon makes everything better. So congratulations, Paul. You win yourself a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market's Huebner Road location.
The Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
It is time for What's on Tap, brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint. For full lineup, get your tickets, see their menu, go to samsburgerjoint.com. Tonight, Aaron Tilt is on their stage. On Friday night, the Ocean Blue with Motorcade. On Saturday night, the Soul Rebels. And then on Sunday, TV Smith's The Adverts. Other action and stuff around town tonight. Diamond Rio is out at Green Hall. The Jonas Brothers are at the Frostbank Center. The Jonas Brothers. Pledge, are you going to see the Jonas Brothers?
Yeah. Although I bet it's a great show.
I'm sure that, well, I've seen the Jonas Brothers. It's been a while since I've seen the Jonas Brothers. In fact, I saw the Jonas Brothers when it was still Hannah Montana. They were opening for Hannah Montana. Not even Miley. It was Hannah. With Erica living in Phoenix, I don't have to worry about going to the Jonas Brothers. But all you girl dads, have fun tonight. At least you're only missing Bears and Redskins. The Shirley McComb Commanders. The Shirley McComb's Empire Theater has Illuminate tonight. The LOL Comedy Club has Hans Kim. Cole Wetzel in town tomorrow night. On Friday night, Cole Wetzel playing at the Frostbank Center. The Alamo Dome has the Fall Home and Garden Show. Marty Stewart and his fabulous superlatives are at the McComb's Empire Theater. And the ESPY has Snarky Puppy. ACL is happening this weekend. And at ACL Live, Alanis Morissette's going to be doing a taping tomorrow night. She's on stage at ACL on Saturday. And I'm planning, because it's Alanis Morissette, then Shania Twain, and then Foo Fighters. I'll be camped out. I'll watch Alanis and camp out.
2 for your wife, 1 for you?
Yeah, for Foo Fighters. Well, I think Shania is in San Antonio on what, Wednesday this week? Something like that. It should be on here, but I don't know. She'll find me. I'll be camped out by the Foo Fighters. Flores Country Store has John Wolf, Dennis Quaid at Green Hall. Freeman Coliseum, the San Antonio Heat Wave 2023 Custom Truck and Car Show. Frostbank Center, Saturday night. The Spurs are having an open scrimmage. Your first chance to see Wemby in person play basketball with the Spurs jersey on. Josh Abbott Band out at Flores. Green Hall has Kylie Frey and Tyler Halverson. Tech Board Center has Cradle of Filth. Kelly Willis, Jake Russell at the Redbird Listening Room. On Sunday, the Dropkick Murphys. You going to go see the Dropkick Murphys?
That one I may venture out for.
I know we got Cowboys and Niners. But I tell you what, Dropkick Murphys, I saw them in Boston Memorial Day weekend at the Boston Calling Festival. And I know everybody knows one song that they do.
Shipping Up to Boston.
Maybe you know two, but you know one. They have a lot of other good music.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a good show Sunday night at the Techport Center. I'm going to miss that because Cowboys Niners. And I just saw them in May in Boston. And Monday night, I'm going to be at the Freeman Coliseum for Shinedown and Papa Roach. We've got a pair of tickets. You want to win them? Be caller number 12 right now. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Caller number 12. You'll win a pair of tickets to go see Papa Roach and Shinedown Monday night out at Freeman Coliseum. What's on Tap brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint, online at samsburgerjoint.com. It's going to be a good weekend. Don't forget, Mike McCarthy, head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, joins Rob and Rudy tomorrow morning on R&R in the Morning, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds, 6:45. They'll replay it, I believe, in the 9 o'clock hour. You want to hear from the Cowboys head coach as they get ready for a game that even Mike McCarthy said earlier this week is not just another game. It's a big on Cowboys and Niners. Of course, we'll be talking about it as well tomorrow on the Blitz, starting at 2 o'clock. Thursday night football tonight. Chicago taking on Washington. Listen to the game here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, brought to you by Flight by Yingling. That pregame show starts right after Extra Innings with Pleasure, which is next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Follow Jason at Jason Menix and Joe Reinagle at Joe Reinagle 210 on YouTube and always at SA.